There's the scene from outside. Beautiful Woodbine Mohawk Park in Campbellville, Ontario, as the Ontario Sire Stakes season for 2024 comes to a conclusion. And we do so with a bang. It is the $2.4 million Super Finals, 8 championships in a variety of categories tonight. 2- and 3-year-olds, trotters and pacers squaring off. Pretty nice night weather-wise here in Campbellville as well. Under clear skies, 10-degree temperatures. Hey, it's fall, but very nice night playing on a fast oval. Inside our paddock location, Greg Blanchard alongside Robert Reed Jr. It's so exciting to be here tonight, Robert. We set up shop inside here tonight because we anticipated earlier in the week that the weather might be a little bit nasty tonight. It's turned out better than expected, and that's exactly what you want as far as a backdrop for this kind of a night.
Perfect fall night, right? And a great setting for those 8 super finals, right? These championship events. We were here for the grassroots finals. We'll see some of those champions come back tonight to now vie for the super final glory, and love that we're back with 8 of them on one card instead of splitting them 4 and 4. So super excited, Greg.
Tonight we celebrate the best of the Ontario Sire Stakes, one of the best programs in the world, and this year is certainly a testament to that when you look at some of the superstars in the different divisions that we're going to get a chance to look at tonight and see if they can, in fact, defend their crowns, so to speak, with the big money on the line here this evening. So a lot to get to tonight. First things first, though, we want to hear from you folks tuning in tonight. Great to have everybody watching from across North America here this evening, tuning in on a variety of our platforms. We want you to have your say, and everybody that does is going to get a chance to win this beautiful OSS swag package here tonight. Now, we've got the London Classic yearling sale. We've been busy the last few days getting ready for that. Some horses moving in here today for that. All the consigners finishing getting set up, and it's bustling down there. There's a lot of excitement in the air. A lot of people have their catalogs in hand and have been perusing those catalogs, no doubt, and have their opinion on who they think might be the sales topper this year. That's always fun to try and speculate. So we want to hear from you. Who do you think is going to be the sales topper this year at the London sale happening this Tuesday and Wednesday? I know you've had a chance to kind of skim it over. Anyone that you think stands out? I'm
probably being a chalk-eating weasel here, Greg, with the big favorite for the sales topper. Many people think it will be this one, but I can't go against them. Salzburg Big Dog, right? You've got Salzburg Victor's sibling, and obviously by Bulldog Hanover, who, you know, I've stated I think is one of the greatest of all time, my greatest of all time anyway. So that's who I'd have to go with. Yeah, and a good-looking individual too, but you could say that for many. I've seen the videos. Now we're starting to see a few of them arrive today in person. Incredible lineup. DA Masterminds, another one that comes to mind from a mare that has done nothing but produce. We're going to see a sibling to that one in Mastercraft competing tonight. That'll be a bit of a theme as well. 24 graduates of the London Classic competing tonight in those super finals, and siblings to several of them selling in just a couple of days. Yeah, and the story, you know, that's the thing, right? We see a conclusion to this season. The story ends for this season tonight, but there's so much for implications going forward, right? For breeding, for siblings, you know, coming into these sales and everything. So I'm looking forward to following those storylines beyond these races tonight. All right, let's try to give you a look at the swag package that we're going to be giving away here this evening from the OSS, and it is chock full of all kinds of goodies, branded Ontario Sire Stakes. That toque is like highly coveted. And perfect time of year for that. You know, as we said, fall's in the air. We shudder a little bit at what we know is coming afterwards, certainly here north of the border. But you'll be well prepared if you take home this prize package here this evening. So let's get right to it. Let's have a look at our first championship final this evening. This is going to be a good one. We're talking 2-year-old trotters in the filly division in here. And you've got Moni Leishi, who's been a bit of a standout this season. One of those Ontario Sire Stakes superstars who has certainly shown that, you know, she can dominate at times here against provincial rivals, but more than hold her own against Grand Circuit Company too. Yeah, she started her career off with a break in stride in the Tompkins Gears division, and since then she's just been dynamite. I mean, she's been dominant at the OSS Gold level. And of course, went out there and was an upset winner in the Peaceful Way as well. So she's kind of been the total package for Blake McIntosh, who's having a career season, and has been, you know, paired with James McDonald ever since going in the Peaceful Way. So, you know, she's tough to beat, but I don't think she's necessarily a stone cold lock here in the first championship race of the night. Yeah, when you get to this time of year,
Grand Circuit tests maybe catch up to some of them at season's end, and some of the other provincial rivals who are continuing to improve, maybe late bloomers, can really level up that playing field in a hurry. Who would be the most likely suspect in your mind to upend the probable favorite?
I thought the Little Sweet race fantastic last time, but the horse that I kind of look at as kind of like that nice progression through the Ontario program is actually Foxy Amy, right? Paul McDonnell, Hall of Famer. He took down the opener tonight with Mapo's Lion, and he started the horse off in the grassroots, was a winner there, and then kind of slowly moved up to the gold level, and has certainly now made an impact against the top tier of the Ontario program. So those are the ones that I look at. You said, these miles can kind of get tough on them as we get longer and deeper into the season. So it's not always the big favorite we see take down the championship event. But, historically, the grassroots finals bring us the big prices, and this is the chalky night. Maybe we see the reverse this year because the favorites came in 2 weeks ago. That's
right. Good segue too, Rob. Let's talk about the new twist this year with grassroots champions having the opportunity to compete in these Gold Super Finals, and that is dependent on there not being 10 starters entered for the Gold Final. And as fate would have it, tonight we've got several of those grassroots champions competing tonight and look ultra competitive.
They do, yeah. I mean, Crackshot was unbelievable in his grassroots final, and Collusion Hanover. I mean, she doesn't have to face much tougher, but I mean, she was so dominant against that middle tier 2 weeks ago that, I think several of them have a chance. A puncher's chance, we'll say, right? I mean, it is a big step up in classification, but again, it's a new added twist that I think makes these races all that more intriguing.
Just had a look a moment ago at driver Doug McNair, and he was the star of the show here last night. So if you're looking for a driver that's coming in red hot, look no further than Mr. McNair. You could call him Mr. OSS the last few years as well.
Yeah, a top driver in the OSS this season, right? Top driver, OSS, yeah.
Yeah, he is.
And he had a big night on grassroots final night, and then last night. I mean, this is a streaky game. We know that, right? Confidence is a big part of it too. And when Doug's at the top of his game, he's tough to beat. So he's someone you want to watch all night tonight. Taking down 6 last night, and I know he's a fan favorite of many.
All right, again, our question off the top tonight, if you've had a chance, and if not, log on to londonclassic.ca tonight. Give a quick peruse over the catalog for the upcoming London Classic yearling sale. Let us know who you think the sales topper is going to be. Always fun to try and speculate on that. Quick hello to some of the viewers tuning in tonight. A lot of our regular viewers already online and getting set for the big night of action. 8 championship finals all coming consecutively here on the broadcast tonight. Mark Anderson tuning in, good friend of the show. Got Doug Falcons watching as well. Tim Mitchell's online. Jason Turnbull, good friend of the show from down east. Sammy Up, Richard as online as well. And several more. So great to have everyone tuning in here tonight. It is going to be a fun night of coverage, to say the least. Look at the odds board as the Philly Trotters make their way out to the track. And all of the caretakers tonight will be donning the brand new season ending OSS vests that are looking sharp here tonight. And we'll get to meet the field next. Foxy Amy, this one is a London Classic yearling sale graduate last season, $48,000. Paul McDonnell trains and drives for Chris and Michael Storms of Picton, Ontario. She had a solid campaign, 6 on the board finishes and 7 and $140,000 earned. 2
is Bright Sealster for Tyler Borth and Greg McNair. Tyler takes part in the ownership as well, 1 for 6 in the season with 3 on the board finishes.
The number 4 is Exquisite Taste. There is 5. Moni Leishi, she has been the standout in the division, a daughter of that outstanding first crop of sire Green Mantle Leishi, closing in on $500,000 in seasonal earnings.
And there he is, Doug McNair on the 6, a little sweet for Dave Maneri, 1 for 9 in the season, but 6 on the board finishes and almost $100,000 in earnings.
The number 8 in the field. Coming up next as we get a look at TH Monica there and driver Bob McClure. 8 is a Medley Sealster, and this one's been a pretty solid performer this season. Close to $200,000 earned for owner Glenn Dyke of Delaware. Blake McIntosh having an outstanding season. Jody Jameson will drive.
There's the 9, Baden, who was an upset winner at the Gold Level earlier in the season. Just 1 for 11, though. That was her lone victory. Tyler Jones aboard for Duncan Brewer.
And there's a look at the last one, number 10, Supergirl Molly. And this one trained by Dale Devine for Ellie Bale of Puzzlage, Ontario. Trevor Henry will steer. So that is your field of 10. And can they upend? Moni Leishi in this spot. Filly, who's 6 for 9 on the season, and again close to $500,000 in earnings. That quick speed badge of 52 and change as well. Good pre-race appearance right now on the track. Rob looks, kind of fit and ready to go here, but I wouldn't say too much on the muscle or too hot, as they say.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think she looks okay. I think I've seen some better pre-race appearances from her, to be perfectly honest. And she's obviously the heavy favorite at 3 to 5. She's the one to beat. She's proven that she's the top of this division, just shy of just under $5,000 shy of $500,000 in earnings. So she'd hit that milestone too with any real piece of this. But again, clear one to beat. J-Max got along great with her, and she looks better kind of as she goes on here throughout this pre-race warm-up.
All right, just moments away here. We're just having some technical difficulties here. We've right now got a couple of moments, and we're going to throw to a feature done on Moni Leishi from earlier this week. We caught up with Blake McIntosh to talk about this filly's outstanding rookie campaign.
Hi, I'm Blake McIntosh, trainer of Moni Leishi.
Moni Leishi explodes onto the scene late now. 4 cross finish. Our Duchess, center lasting dream, grandstand side. Moni Leishi with an 11-1 upset in the peaceful way.
Moni Leishi's had a great year this year. She's won the peaceful way. The only mistake she had was she didn't race that great in the Mohawk Millions. She just tied up a bit there, but she's just been a great filly. She's done everything we've asked her, and she tries every race, and hopefully she gets the job done tonight. We purchased Moni Leishi out of Harrisburg for $28,000. We like to try and get as many OSS as we can, just because it's a great program, and it's right here in our backyard, and we don't have to travel as much when we like from the other states that we go to. The OSS gives you a great opportunity to make money, so we're really happy with the program, and we'll buy more this year. Moni Leishi's biggest win of the season so far has been the peaceful way. You dream about having one in there, and she got up there for the win, and she just, she wasn't expected to win it, but we thought we had a great filly going in, and James gave her a perfect trip, and she got the job done for us. The key to success this year for her is just have a good horse, I guess. She just makes me look good and goes out and wins. It doesn't matter, Jody drove her or James drove her. She's got the job done for us. It's been a great year for her. She's been a top filly this year. We weren't really expecting her to be as good as she was. She's her dam had been 0 for 3, and when we bought her, we thought we might have a gold or a grass shooter, and she's just proved us wrong and just keeps getting better every start.
And there's a good look at Moni Leishi, just moments away from post time here in race number 2. So, is it that simple, Rob? Does the race go through her tonight? Do you like the way others are coming into the race, maybe versus her? What do you think?
Well, for me, again, it's hard to go against her. I couldn't go against her in the Horse Prize Journal. I put her on top. If I was looking for others in here, I thought Little Sweet raced fantastic last time, getting beaten only ahead to Moni Leishi. I do think it was more of a measured victory, though, for our heavy favorite here. And Foxy Amy's the one I've kind of been tracking all year, Greg. That's the one, that it's kind of is a testament to the program, the Ontario program, where you can kind of make your way up from the grassroots to the gold level and be competitive. And she's been really versatile, too, for Hall of Famer Paul McDonnell. So, again, those are the two I'd be looking for, but I think it's going to be tough to be the favorite.
All right, the fillies are now moving up toward the starting gate here for the first of our 8 championship finals here this evening. And what a night it is going to be. We've got the weather conditions. We've got the star power on the racetrack, both between the shafts and sitting behind these magnificent animals here tonight as we celebrate the very best of the Ontario Sire Stakes. $2.4 million up for grabs here this evening, and the first $300,000 championship final with the starting gate rolling. 2-year-old filly trotters and the man who will call the action all night long, Kenny Middleton, standing by.
Position for tonight's second race as we kick off Super Final night. 2-year-old trotting fillies are on the gate for this second race. 3 to 5 in the 5. Moni Leishi, who's had that outstanding rookie season for trainer Blake McIntosh and partner Tim Klemensic, racking up already 6 wins, almost a $500,000 on her card, and looks to add to it tonight. Trotters in behind the gate for the second race for their Super Final. Here they come. Gapped with 7, TH Monica. They're off and trotting at a good beginning in the center. Exquisite Taste is first off the wings of the gate. Lil Sweet is up to challenge. On the outside, Medley Sealster. Way out wide is Supergirl Molly. In traffic early, Moni Leishi into 5th. 6th outside of her. There rides Baden Baden. In at the rail, trots Foxy Amy. Off the speed in the backfield, trots along Sprite Sealster. Self-destructing in the turn was Supergirl Molly, was making a wide bid and then rolled off stride. We go further back to find Teller's Choice, and last is TH Monica. That opening quarter's 27-3. McNair's put Lil Sweet right up on the engine tonight. Long shot Exquisite Taste to second to 3/8. Then Medley Sealster and Moni Leishi trotting. 5th is Foxy Amy. Off the speed, 6th inside as they continue to the midway point is Baden Baden. And there's Moni Leishi on the move. McDonald barks out first over orders at Moni Leishi, and she accelerates quickly to the front. Halftime 57-3. McNair stole the second quarter in 30 seconds, but McDonald brushed to the front as he takes the bull by the horns with Moni Leishi. Moni Leishi going into the final turn now with 3/8 to go. Lil Sweetie's second. Exquisite Taste is right there from in third. Foxy Amy gearing up out of 4th now. Then it's back inside to Medley Sealster 5th. 3/4 bound in the super final, chasing Moni Leishi, and she's got 2 in the field. 3/4 of a mile trotted in 1:25-3. Moni Leishi spins them into the stretch. Lil Sweet is back into second. Exquisite Taste tips out late third with Foxy Amy 4th, coming up to 7/8, and deep stretch leader Moni Leishi still there, a length and a half. Lil Sweet pulls pocket now, and Lil Sweet is closing. Moni Leishi needs to dig in. Lil Sweet on the outside. Moni Leishi. Lil Sweet reaches up. Lil Sweet upsets in the super final in 1:53-4.
$153-4, a sparkling win for Lil Sweet, knocking at the door in some of those recent efforts coming in here, and had the right man in the bike. Doug McNair carries that momentum over from last evening here, works out a picture-perfect trip, and talk about tape measuring it perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, last time just missed by a head to Moni Leishi, and this time around goes past. And you know, Doug McNair, we talked about how, you know, just a monstrous night last night. He's had a big night on the finals of the grassroots as well. And tonight he gets the first one in the books with an upset winner in Lil Sweet. I mean, second choice in the betting, but it's still a big upset when a 1-5 shot goes down.
And there it is, right on the money for Little Sweet. Another outstanding season for his trainer, Dave Maneri. Eric Good of Davidsonville, Maryland, owns this one. She's a daughter of Green Manalishi, so a 1-2 finish for that trotting stallion. And you know, we wondered what his offspring would do this season in their first year in the Ontario Sire Stakes, and boy, they have made quite a splash, to say the least.
Yeah, they've been popular both with the you know, with the horsemen and also the bettors as well, and they've had all kinds of success, right? And it's just you know, another testament to him as a sire with a 1-2 finish here, and I mean, again, a close finish. They've been finishing close together. Just one victory for Lil Sweet and 9 tries going into this. Now a 2-time winner.
And it looks like we're going to get some winning words here. John Rallis going to catch up with driver Doug McNair, so we'll throw it over to them trackside.
All right, here with Doug McNair as Little Sweet captures the first OSS Gold here for 2-year-old trotting fillies. Doug, just first of all, just take me through your trip. 6-hole, is that something you had envisioned to take the lead there and hope to sit a 2-hole?
Yeah, for sure. You know, she drew the rail all season long, and I said to Dave, if she ever gets to the middle of the gate where we can kind of get her off the gate a little bit and set her up close, I think she'll kick home good for us. And we caught the right helmet there just past the half or the 5/8, and she did the rest from there.
You know, last week you were gaining pretty well on Moni Leishi, and you just missed as the wire came. Were you even more confident going into tonight after that effort?
Well, you know, I was hoping like if I could be second or third in there, I thought we were doing pretty good. But last week I felt like James's filly fell asleep, but I fell asleep on this filly too. You know, like I said to Dave, I never really chirped to her or nothing until next thing you know, I was right nose to nose with James. So I think it was as much my fault as anybody's last week.
And lastly, you know, Moni Leishi, she did make that backside brush. Were you just kind of willing to let her clear after you saw her kind of get a little bit weak on the lead? We've seen that from her all season long.
Yeah, my filly, she just, we were just past the quarter, she kind of just hesitated a bit in the front. I haven't raced her in the front all year, so I didn't want to take no chances, have her pull up or something. I was looking for James, that's for sure.
That'll help the point standings for sure. Keep the good times rolling, Dougie.
Thanks, Johnny.
All right, nice to hear some winner's reaction right on the spot, so to speak there. John Rallis, and we'll have him joining us throughout the night as well. Happy Dave McNary congratulating Doug McNair. And Doug just brimming with confidence. That's a scary proposition tonight with all these championships, and he's got a pretty strong lineup as well. Winner's blanket and other goodies being presented on behalf of the Ontario Sire Stakes. 53-4. What an incredible performance. 2-year-old filly trotters, and we are now into mid-October. That's a big, big mile.
It was a big mile, and I mean, again, perfect trip, and like you said, too, perfectly timed, too, right? You're watching it. We both kind of commented that Moni Leishi coming to the far turn looked like she was probably going to be another winner and just rack up another one, but the timing was perfect. Doug asked his filly at the right time. She responded. Tremendous victory for a horse that's only tasted victory once before coming into this.
Yeah, and you know, Moni Leishi in finishing second does nothing to diminish the season she's had or her reputation. She went her race, just a filly that was able to sit on her back and come up big tonight, gets it done. And again, speaking to the quality and the overall depth of some of these OSS divisions, it's incredible.
Like tonight's a championship event, but it's a snapshot of the season, right? I mean, Moni Leishi, she's a Peaceful Way winner. She's beat, you know, the best in open company from all jurisdictions. So take nothing away from her. I thought she raced tremendous in defeat. Just a horse that got a good trip tonight that was peaking at the right time. She raced fantastic last time as a runner-up to her.
So there's a look at the pari-mutuel details. Mild upset here. A little sweet 840 hauls down the favorite of Moni Leishi. Exquisite Taste and Teller's Choice to round out your top four. Nice trifecta return when you consider that it was just simply the second choice upending the heavy favorite. Dollar ticket, a little over $115. So those who had that, congratulations. And again, we want to welcome everybody to our live coverage tonight on Cosa-Tv of the OSS Super Finals. 1 in the book, 7 to go. We'll take a commercial break and be back with much, much more.
You know the name Cosa-Tv, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. Cosa-Tv has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. Cosa-Tv, taking Ontario racing global.
Love horse racing? hpibet.com is Canada's leader in online horse betting. Access thousands of live races from hundreds of tracks worldwide instantly. Enjoy the most advanced betting tools like AI Smart Picks and exclusive cashback rewards you won't get anywhere else. Join today and get up to $100 in free bets. Get the ultimate horse betting experience with hpibet.com.
And welcome back inside our paddock location as we are one down. You know, if that's going to be a precursor of what we can expect the rest of the way tonight, it is going to be exciting to say the least, Rob. And here we're now on the pace this time around, and 2-year-old filly Pacers going to the post here. So we had really a standout, a kind of a superstar, if you will, in Moni Leishi. That might even be an understatement for the next filly we're going to get a look at here. Her name is Chantelly, and she's putting together one of the most special campaigns we've seen in a number of years, especially when it comes to Ontario products. She's looking to remain undefeated here tonight, and certainly the front runner in the division for 2-year-old filly Pacer. We were saying before the show tonight, she has to be considered a candidate right now for overall horse of the year in Canada if you were voting today.
Yeah, but first thing, we're going to do a quick interview with Dave Maneri. John Rallis has him in the winner's circle. We'll hear from him first, and then we'll talk about Chantelly.
Go. I knew Dougie would be going forward, and I was hoping that James would come. We chased her pretty hard last week, and we were ready to start chasing her sooner this week. So congratulations on your pick.
You know what? Last week I did ask Doug the same thing, though. But last week when she was gaining on Moni Leishi, did you feel even more confident that she could get the best of this filly going into tonight, that being Moni Leishi?
No, the other filly's proven herself the whole year, and it's kind of like a David versus Goliath. But the way she was last week, and everything lining up tonight, I was pretty confident. I give my staff a lot of credit. Leanne Silverthorne takes care of her. She's done such a great job with her. And I wasn't here last week when the filly raced great. I watched the race in Lexington at the sale, and it's a 52-week process to get here, and it's not just this week; it's the whole year. The staff's worked really hard, and I want to let everybody know I really appreciate them.
Dave, let's just hear your thoughts about here the OSS program here. Obviously, the last few years they've been pretty good to you here in this program, but overall through your career having a lot of success. I mean, just tell the people who don't really know just how good this program is. I mean, that these horses and talk about how these horses can fare even on the Grand Circuit level.
Yeah, when you're high-end Ontario, you can tackle the world. It's nice. I've been lucky enough to win Grand Circuit races here and abroad the last couple of years. But you see some of the nicest horses ever, like Bulldog Hanover and Some Beach Somewhere. They're right out here battling out in Ontario. If you got a good one here, they're good anywhere.
Best of luck the rest of the night, Dave. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, John.
All right, there's a little sweet Dave Maneri and Doug McNair who team up to capture the OSS final for 2-year-old filly trotters.
Hold off stride. We go.
All right, and welcome back inside our paddock location there. Nice to hear from Dave Maneri with John Rallis here tonight. And speaking about really the talent of the Ontario Sire Stakes program, it really takes a back seat to no one worldwide, and one of the best purse structures, producing some of the best horses, and more top stallions coming into the program as well. It's exciting. Obviously, Green Man Leishi's the new face this year. Going to see the first cattle wash full crop selling here in a couple of days, and big news just this past week as well. Tattoo Artist, a former star of the program, coming back to Ontario.
Well, that's fantastic to hear that, right? I mean, Tattoo Artist was, tons of success beyond the OSS program, but a champion in the Ontario Sire Stakes. And so we see these horses again, we call it the best, but we're not just biased, right? We see our horses go and they compete on the grand stage, and they certainly have tremendous success, and we're going to see that from one right now with Chantelly, right? She's a horse that's done things that I haven't seen as a 2-year-old filly. She went out there and she beat the horses that came up from south of the border, and she's a great lady, and has just been tremendous throughout the Ontario program. So she's a special one, 8 for 8, Greg. And again, Moni Leishi obviously was a heavy favorite coming in, one that's been dominant throughout the season, but Chantelly's a whole different kettle of fish. I mean, she's been on a whole other level, and I don't see her falling to defeat tonight.
There's a look at the complete field. Chantilly post 3. She's 1-9 on the board right now, so nobody's going to get rich certainly playing her tonight, and we'll see what she can do. Going to pick up a replay here of the She's a Great Lady, where she was testing the Grand Circuit waters, and she passed this test with flying colors.
As she certainly did. I remember watching this race, and a lot of the wise guy picks was actually Can't See Me, the horses that she's actually following. And I put a message out on X to say that she basically said, "You can't see me. You can't see me" on the final turn here. She blew her off the track. Absolutely much the best winner. And for those that had doubts that she'd be able to continue that dominance on the grand stage, well, they certainly saw what she could do here, because she was an absolute acre the best, and she just paces away from them late, and that's what she did all season. Not one of her wins, no one got within a length of her this entire season. So she's just been a tremendous racehorse, and looking forward to seeing her take down the super final tonight.
And there she is. Look at the run out afterward. It's afterward which is most impressive. When you watch her races all season long, she just seems to be getting into gear over that final quarter, or that final 16th of a mile, and that's scary. Yeah,
and maturing too, right? Because at the start of the season, she wasn't the best, the easiest horse to steer, and she'd get a little bit headstrong, and now she can get rated, and like you said, she's actually pacing through the wire and finishing off quicker than she actually was coming to the finish line. So Tremendous racehorse, and I mean, we've heard what James, Nick, and certainly what George has said about her. She's a special one, and she's one that I think will stay undefeated tonight, anyways, and we'll see what awaits her beyond this.
And it's been fun to watch for longtime owner George Millar, owner breeder. He's been in the game so long, and had a lot of nice horses over the years. But in the last, say, 5-6 years, it's just incredible. The production that's come out of his nursery and excuse me, all homebreds that he races himself primarily, and. They've been world class. Look at the mares that he's raced. Prohibition Legal, Silver Label, who's been one of the very best in North America, and now Chantelly, just to name a few. And, it's been a nice partnership there. Nick Gallucci, who's been his regular trainer as well. And for George, too, he had some very serious health issues around the time of the pandemic as well. Got through that, and you just know that the fun that he's had watching his horses races have done a lot for him personally and health-wise.
Oh, definitely. Some of the most fun I've had actually doing interviews after the race was talking to George, after some of these, OSS Gold events and super finals, and to see his excitement. I mean, he loves his horses. And he's got some tremendous ones lately. I mean, and especially like you said on the female side. I mean, you got Prohibition Legal, Silver Label, and now Chantelly. I mean, that's just going to kind of continue on for them, right? Probably throughout their racing careers, and then potentially for breeding afterwards.
And this one, a daughter of Big Jim. Big Jim, very prolific with his production, especially on the filly and mare side of things as well. And I think George is one of his favorite stallions in the entire OSS program. Yeah,
he loves Big Jim, and I mean, she's just been incredible, right? I mean, and Big Jim's, she kind of has that look that many of them have, but she's got gears that others don't. So I know he's fond of that sire, and I know he's certainly fond of this filly.
Going to look at them making their way out to the track here for the start of race number 3. Filly Pacers here. And Chantelly, of course, the talk of the tote board at 1-9. Look there at Jonathan Drury making his way out. He'll be fairly busy tonight as well. Several drives. He's got Wicked and Single for trainer Anthony Beaton in this spot. Your post 2 starter. They're all kind of racing in the shadows of Chantelly this season, but here's one, for example, 3-time winner, has hit the board in 7 of her 10, $235,000 on her card. In another year, could be one of the divisional leaders.
Oh, definitely. She won the Battle of the Bells, and she did so. She showed a lot of determination to win that signature race at Grand River. And you're right, it's kind of unfair, right? You go up against one like Chantelly, who's been unbeatable, looks unbeatable, and it's really a tremendous campaign for one like Wicked and Single. But now you have her sitting at 19-1 on the odds board because of the fact she's got to go against a Bearcat like Chantelly. But again, like you said, Wicked and Single, tremendous season. Really only missed the board 3 times and almost $250,000 in earnings.
There's a look at Macapello Sealster. This another daughter of Big Jim having a solid season, almost $100,000 earned for Aaron Swainson Brickman and Peter Brickman, who does the training on this one. $25,000 London Classic Yearling Sale graduate from last season. Here's another graduate of the London Sale, Darlene's Angel. She was plucked for $14,000 last year. She's been a player at the top level this season. Just one win in 9, and would love to try and play Giant Killer tonight.
And there is the 2 Wicked and Single. Jonathan Drury for Tony Beaton, the champion of the Battle of the Bells. 3 for 10 this season, 7 on the board finishes.
There is the talk of the tote board, Chantelly, James McDonald, trying to keep that undefeated season intact. She's 8 for 8 coming in tonight.
There's the 4 Out of This World Deo for Louis-Philippe Bois, Chantel Mitchell. 1 for 5 so far in her career. An outsider tonight at 35-1.
Millie May Hanover, number 5 in the field. Much better than an 0 for 10 record. Here's a filly with $120,000 on her card. Often in the mix, but just hasn't been able to find that elusive first win of the season.
There's an intriguing one here with the 6 Wicked Pace. Jody Jameson for Paul Cameron. 3 for 8 in the season, 8 for 8 on the board, and won both of her first 2 career starts at the OSS Gold level.
There is 7, Macapello Sealster, Tyler Borth, regular pilot on board. She's a 2-time winner on the campaign.
There's the 8, Lady Cafe Olay for Sylvain Filion and Vic Putty. 2 for 11 on the season in the win column. 7 on the board finishes and just under $50,000 in earnings.
The number 9 in the field is Barb Leahy. It's Travis Cullen in the driver's seat for Mike Kwitnowski and Manitoba. Ownership connections here as well. Arthur Ray of St. Claude, Manitoba, co-owner in this one. 6 starts on the season. Another graduate of the London sale from last year and another daughter of Big Jim.
And completing the field, the 10, Tall Dark Lady for Team McNair. Doug McNair looking to go 2 for 2 for this one. Would be a difficult task, though. 40-1 from that dreaded 10 hole. And Tall Dark Lady not having the success of some of her siblings, but just 1 on the board finish in 8 tries, $22,000 in earnings.
So that's your field. And there's a look at, I think, a horse that, I'm sure not many, if any, are picking anyone to knock off Chantelly here tonight. Her record speaks for itself. Here's one that I think a lot of people will be using underneath, though. Wicked and Single. This daughter of Mick Wicked has been a real, I'm sure, pleasant surprise for the connections this year.
Yeah, and a homebred, too, right? They were really excited. I was in the winner's circle with them at the Battle of the Bells. Had to sweat out a lengthy inquiry, too, on that occasion, but they stayed up as the winner. And really, a tremendous campaign, like we mentioned, right? A lot of these horses would be the leaders in any other season, but they have to go against Chantilly, so it's made it a little more difficult. But taking nothing away from Wicked and Single, real nice rookie campaign for her.
Chantilly, she looks good. Big strapping filly. And, she llooks better. The faster she goes, the better she looks. That's what's certainly impressive about her. And the connections are going to want to keep this undefeated streak intact. It's quite a thing this day and age. If you can put together any kind of an undefeated season in any of the jurisdictional stakes programs, especially when you're sprinkling in some Grand Circuit races in there, that's certainly a feather in your cap. And George and the connections, I'm sure, they're enjoying this ride, and it's going to last for a while, but they're probably already thinking about future generations and what she could mean to that farm.
Oh, definitely. And the thing, you're thinking about undefeated, right? How difficult it is. I mean, she's 8 for 8 right now. In sports, team sports, you're playing, one team. People are impressed by undefeated records. In harness racing or horse racing, you're facing off against multiple opponents, full fields, 8, 9, 10 horses. And she's getting the better of them, and she's doing it against the best of the best in Ontario and beyond. So, undefeated season, I think, probably means everything to them right now.
How do you think she's going to be raced tonight? Just go to the front and control it. At this point in the season, they're going to try and get cute and try something a little different. What do you think?
You know what? I think she makes the lead relatively early. I don't know if she zings off the gate. She's got post 3. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to do that. And the thing is, in a race like this, everyone in the race wants this as a tool to her, right? They want to try to get to the lead and then be the one to release her, because it can help you solidify a second place finish, or maybe if she's ever off her game, give you a chance to win. I think she obviously goes out and wins tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing what she does, but I think we're going to see her likely get to the engine pretty early in the race.
Here's another nice filly here, Macapello Sealster. We talked about her. She's yet another daughter of Big Jim for the Brickman family, who've, I'm sure, been ecstatic with her this season. Close to $100,000 in earnings. Charted individually in 51-3 last time when she followed Chantilly to the wire in that second place finish. And kicked home in 27-1, and she's been closing in under 28 seconds in each of her last 3. So another Big Jim lass, a big, strong-looking filly that appears to just be getting better here as the season wears on.
Yeah, her 2 lone wins were just in overnight races, but she's raced well at the gold level. And they'd love to sit that trip again, right? They'd love to get to the lead and release Chantilly again to try to lock down that place spot.
And Tyler Borth, who made the transition here last season, and he's now settled in, and he's one of the top guns here, and one of the young guys that's enjoying nights like this and getting his feet wet with plenty of driving opportunities on a big night like this. It's our second Ontario Sire Stakes Super Final event, another $300,000 on the line, and the great filly Chantilly looks to make it 9 straight on the season. Ken Middleton with the call.
that greatness here tonight. Win, lose, or draw, she's already got National Hardware headed to her. She's had that wonderful season. She'll take on 9 foes. Here, this is the super final for the 2-year-old pacing fillies. They're off and pacing. Good even start. Leaving in the center, drives out Wicked Pace. Outside of her is Macapello Sealster. Inside of her is Millie May Hanover. Chantilly at the inside, 4th away. 5th to her outside goes Out of This World Deo. Parked out is Wicked and Single from in 6th. Off stride, 7th at the rail, Darlene's Angel, self-destructed. Tall Dark Lady scrambles into 7th now. 8th inside to Lady Cafe au Lait. Then it's back to Barb Leahy. The quarter is cut in a vicious 26 seconds. Macapello Sealster into the backstretch on that lead. Wicked Pace in the pocket. Millie May Hanover 3rd. Chantilly back into 4th. Wicked and Single from in 5th. 6th inside to Out of This World Deo. Again McDonald quarter poles as here on the move comes Chantilly in the backstretch. Chantilly with the backstretch rush takes command at the midway point, 55-4. Chantilly leads to the far turn. Back into 2nd, Macapello Sealster. Wicked Pace into 3rd. Overled is Wicked and Single into 4th now. Backed up inside 5th, Millie May Hanover. 6th and up on the move goes Out of This World Dale. 7th outside goes Tall Dark Lady. In at the rail, Lady Cafe au Lait. And swinging to the outside goes Barb Leahy. Chantilly, she's got 3 lengths on them as she buzzes by 3/4. Over there, 123-3 coming into the stretch, and it is Chantilly. Chantilly bumps up the lead to 6 lengths now. 2nd to Macapello Sealster, then 3rd outside Wicked and Single. Back into 4th is Wicked Pace, and Chantilly's cranked up the lead to 10 lengths in deep stretch, and it's all Chantilly. Chantilly with a brilliant super final score here as she won by 8 lengths, and she stops the clock tonight in 150-2, defeating Wicked Pace and Macapello Sealster.
All right, Robert, I must have said the word wow 6 times in the final quarter. I think I said it at the 3/4 when she started to pace away probably 3 or 4 times in the stretch, and again when they flashed up the win time, 26-4 on the end. This is poetry in motion. And, you know, we're starting to now, well, we have been before now, and we definitely are tossing around the word special a lot with Chantilly.
Oh, definitely. I mean, she was already kind of moving into that category, and we live in, you know, a world of hyperbole, right? And we see it across sports and especially in horse racing. But, I mean, yeah, she is special, incredible, and I got goosebumps. I mean, she made the lead, and you could see she's pulling at James on the engine on the top of the turn, and then she's just gone on them. I mean, this is a horse that you can tell loves her work, and it's just a pleasure to watch, Craig.
And I think easily we could say it right now, best 2-year-old pacing filly on the planet right now.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I don't think there's anyone that could beat her. And I mean, the funny thing is, we see horses, you know, that put together strong campaigns as rookies, and then sometimes they start to tail off at the end of the year. She's getting stronger. She's getting better and better.
And, you know, you now just start to marvel at what could lie ahead for her. It's simply incredible. Let's get some reaction here from driver James McDonald. We'll see if he's as stunned or as impressed as we are to turn in this kind of a mile at this point in the season. Here's John.
Super final for 2-year-old pacing filly. James, I mean, 26 first quarter, the fastest first quarter that you've been a part of with this filly. I mean, how relieved were you when you made that backside brush that was only 29 and change?
Well, yeah, I just kind of waited. I was happy to sit 4th and come first up. That's just the things great horses can do. But Tyler kind of slowed the pace down, and I thought, you know, it was time to take charge and just let her kind of, like I said last time, do her thing.
You know, you've driven some really great fillies, though, James. I mean, have you ever been more excited about driving one the following year like this one?
No. She goes miles and 50 like they're training trips. So I've been a part of some really great ones, but I got It's a Love thing coming up in a little bit. She was unbelievable, but undefeated on the year, that's pretty special.
Congratulations, James. Best of luck the rest of the night.
Thanks, John.
All right, James McDonald kind of says it right there. I think you know, he knows that he right now is a part of something pretty unique, pretty spectacular here with the filly. And that's not only a win, that is one of those statement wins.
It really is, yeah. No, I mean, it's an exclamation point, right, not on her campaign. And, I mean, she's looked tremendous throughout the year. But, I mean, that tonight was just basically, you know, her in full flight, and she takes down the super final event in style. And again, you know, you're looking forward to what she can be next year. I mean, he said it's like a training trip in 50-2. I mean, I just hope she progresses and we get to see her do this all over again at 3.
As young guys growing up, Nick Gallucci, James McDonald, probably pretty close in age here, and now to be associated with a filly like this, exciting times. And yeah, you know, we spend a long winter here in Canada, right? You know, it can kind of drone on depending on how the weather is and how tough Mother Nature is on us. But boy, for guys like this, and you got a filly like this in the barn, that could really kind of shorten things up. Or does it maybe make it longer, all that anticipation? Yeah, I guess you could look at it both ways, right?
I think it makes it longer because, I mean, like you said, the anticipation, right, of what this filly can do. I mean, again, you know, I've said it, you know, she's done things I haven't seen before, and I've used that before, especially horses like Bulldog Hanover. But as a 2-year-old filly, I mean, she's got gears that I haven't seen. And again, you just wonder, you know, imagine putting together a 3-year-old campaign like that. I mean, it'd be one heck of a season.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Rob. You know, we've been around a while, and you know, I've been fortunate enough to see a lot of what I would call great 2-year-old pacing fillies at this stage, and she is every bit as good as anything I can recall seeing, maybe even better. You know, and there's the evidence. You know, her record spoke for itself coming in, 210. Wicked pace. Let's give some kudos to that filly. Real nice second place effort. And I think you got to give high marks to Macabello Sealster in finishing 3rd. You know, sometimes when you're following a champion filly like this and she starts to step away off those fractions, pretty easy for the filly and the 2-hole to kind of fold and back through the field.
Breaks her heart.
She fought right to the wire and just gave up second.
She did. Yeah, and wicked pace. I mean, coming into this off a vet scratch, sick off time, right? I thought it had raced tremendous throughout the season, had 2 gold wins. Happy to see that one, you know, come out here tonight and be ready to roll for Paul Cameron and Jody Jameson.
I guess the good thing is next year they're probably going to be hoping Chantelly will be, you know, trying the Grand Circuit all season long, and they'll get a break here in the provincial program. I think John Rallis is now standing by in the winner's circle. In fact, we're going to go to a commercial break, and then we'll come back and get some more reaction.
Returns October 15th and 16th to the Western Fair District Agriplex. Recent London sales standouts include O'Brien Award winners and millionaire performers, Logan Park, Fashion Frenzy, and Stockade Sealster. Leading North American consigners and yearlings by the sport's top sires, all under one roof in a world-class facility. Find your next champion at the London Classic Yearling Sale. Find out more by visiting londonclassic.ca.
All right, welcome back, and as promised, some more winners' reaction. Let's go out and catch up with John Rallis with some very, very happy connections. All right. He's just rustling them up, we're hearing, so my apologies for that. LondonClassic.ca, just saw that, and of course want to remind people that's coming up. Move-in day tomorrow, that is exciting. Can't wait. I'll be there bright and early tomorrow. Most of the horses will be arriving for the sale. Viewing day Monday, that's as exciting. Sometimes a sale day just to see kind of who's around, and usually a beehive of activity. And I really think it's going to be this year with some of the offerings. And then the sale starts at 12 noon, both Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. So certainly very exciting. We're going to see, in fact, in this upcoming trot race, a couple of exciting siblings that we'll talk a little bit more about when we dive into it. But yeah, John Rallis just getting ready to assemble the connections. I believe we're going to hear from owner George Miller. And he'll be on cloud 9 after this. There's no question. And I mean, he's had so many great fillies to cheer for over the years. I mean, it was just last year Silver Label kind of elevated and did some incredible things. But we're looking at something even different right now.
Yeah, I think he said Prohibition Legal that season that she had it too was one of his favorites.
Yeah.
But I think Chantelly now has well surpassed that, right? You would certainly think so.
And that's who Chantelly reminded me of early in the season. Prohibition Legal, quick step, similar look, but even a bit better at this point. Let's head over now to John Rellis.
Connections of Chantelly here with the winning trainer Nick Galucci, winning owner and breeder George Millar of Millar Farms. Nick, I'm going to start off with you first. Are you finally relieved now after a perfect season?
Yeah, it's been a long year. Just every week the pressure builds, but she hasn't disappointed us. She's just so special, and it's just been an amazing ride.
I know she hasn't paid up to the Breeders' Crown, though, Nick, so likely her last start of this season. But are you almost kind of like excited or happy about that, given that she has time to rest and gear up for a sophomore campaign?
Absolutely. I mean, looking back now, I wish she was in it, but I'm sure she'll appreciate the rest and hopefully come back a little bit stronger if she needs to next year.
I mean, just take us through your thoughts, though. A mile of 50-2 on a pretty cool night. I mean, just how special is she?
She's just an unbelievable horse. I could say it now, the year is over, but I've never seen a horse do what she's done, and I'm just so grateful that we have her in our barn.
And obviously, you've trained some, just to kind of piggyback that point, you've trained some great fillies and some great horses throughout your career, though. Would you say this is the best freshman filly or freshman horse, rather, that you've ever trained?
Best horse ever, I would say, for that I've ever trained. I think in the future we're going to be pairing horses to Chantelly, not any other horse I've trained. So, just really grateful that we got to have the ride we did with her.
It's been a joy to watch her, Nick. Congratulations, and we look forward to her next year.
Thank you, John.
All right, let's bring in George Millar, owner and breeder. And George, again, we talked about earlier in the season, you decided to mix the big gym with it was a Better's Delight, I believe, crossing, and it worked out in wonders. Is that something that you're going to look to continue to do?
Oh, I got a ton of them at home. I to most of the Better's Delights, I've been breeding the big gym, and I come out with good racehorses. I mean, sometimes not, you don't expect to get as good as Chantelly, but we had Prohibition Legal, and she's a pretty nice filly. She made over $1 million, so it's just a good cross. And Nick does an excellent job. He's got a lot of patience training them down. So, you can have good breeding, but you got to have the right trainer, that takes her time and knows how to pace them. And that's one of the reasons why we didn't race her in the Breeders' Crown this year. Is we just didn't want to go through this season and have to ship her 800-900 miles and put her into a strange barn, strange paddocks after she's done this year. So we'll save that for next year. We don't need it.
You know what, we've seen some pretty quick miles from fillies throughout North America, but we haven't seen them be able to kind of showcase or stay the form like this filly, Chantelly. I mean, just how much more impressive is it when you're seeing these sub-52, sub-51 miles, and she just looks so easy doing it?
Well, I was in a restaurant. I was calling for a sub-150. I thought, come home in 26 and change. We'll get a 49 and change mile out of you after all. But no, that's amazing, because this is a little chilly out here tonight. But she's just, you know what, we got such a great team. We got, Nick takes such good care, our caretakers, our broodmare farm manager, Steve Samus, our blacksmiths, our vets, they all just do a great job with the horses. And, and obviously I can't say enough about Nick. He was born to train young horses, and especially fillies.
You know what he always talks about? He gets a little bit nervous. You see a sigh of relief when she crosses the wire. For you, what's your demeanor like when you're watching her out there?
I was nervous. Do you know, I've been doing this 47 years, and I'm nervous every time every single horse goes behind the gate, whether it's a Chantelly or a horse just in a non-winner's a 3. I'm nervous. And but that's where you get the adrenaline rush from. And but I just love to watch them race. And but yeah, it's been a great year for her.
And lastly, though, George, we've seen over the last few years some of the top Ontario sired fillies have come out of your barn. But just for you, what does the OSS program mean to you?
It's the best. The Ontario Sire Stakes program is the absolute best program in racing. And you look at the money this filly has made, and she hasn't even left Ontario. And most of her races are going at Mohawk. So you can't beat it. It's probably the most inexpensive one to pay up to. And you go for $100,000 every week or $140,000. It's just a phenomenal program. And I like what they did with this mid-season final now too. Yeah.
Best of luck the rest of the night, George. Best of luck the rest of the season, and we really look forward to watching her race next season and the rest of your horses.
Well, we got a little more pressure on Nick because we got one more colt to go.
Yeah, just a little bit, but this might ease the pressure just a little bit. Congratulations. Great to see you out.
Pressure off.
It might help him just a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, there's Chantelly, who remains perfect here for trainer Nick Galucci, winning driver James McDonald, and winning trainer, winning owner and breeder George Millard.
All right, fantastic stuff. Just so good to see George here and enjoying this tonight on a night like tonight. Seeing all the sort of the fruits of these years and years of labor just paying off and just getting better and better every year. I remember way back as a kid growing up in Charlottetown, his mare Little Black Book coming and setting a track record in the Gold Cup and Saucer. That's a long time ago, and boy, the operation's really done so much since then. So time to move on, though. Let's keep rolling. We are just getting started here tonight. 3-year-old filly trotters are going to be up next. This is a good tilt, just a field of 8 in this final, but I think a little more wide open. I think 3 or 4 real serious contenders in the spot. Robert, interested to see if you'd agree.
Oh, I definitely agree. I think there's 3 of them that really stand out to me. And the one that I like the most is right there on top of the leaderboard, Greg, our Eliza. And she's kind of now, getting back at them after being kind of dominant earlier in the season. Kind of last time I think played more of a tightener for her, but this is one heck of a group.
So she's the leader. We've got the top 4 in points all competing here. Willys home run. It's been another excellent season for her. If she were to win tonight, she will be on the verge of becoming harness racing's newest millionaire. She with almost $800,000 earned to this point in time. It's been a little more of an up and down year for her, but she was on the upswing the last time in that last Gold Series event.
Yeah, when she finally got the better of our Eliza, she went to the lead, and I mean, you can see here she's got a pretty healthy margin on them. And I think our Eliza just had too much work to do. She got shuffled back to last. You see her kind of coming late, but it was nice to see Willys home run kind of get back to kind of more of a dominant victory, right? I mean, she was a winner at Grand River in a previous Gold event, but we saw her be so dominant last year, and her win from the 10-hole super final at the age of 2 was just incredible. So I like this matchup tonight, and I think we're going to see one heck of a race.
And PL Rainbow Dash, another good result for that one. Closing up on the end for driver Bob McClure to pick up second. There was our Eliza coming from far back to be third. PL Rainbow Dash, one that's always been in the mix. Just 1 for 12, though, this season. One of these times she's going to jump up and get that big W, and the connections hope tonight's the night. 6-1, nice offering on her. Get a look at her coming out here now. We'll see a sibling to that one, PL Talladega, an intriguing son of Muscle Mass, will be selling his hip number 44 on day 1 of this year's London Classic sale. There's 2-0 with Doug McNair doing the driving. McNair already with a super final win under his belt.
Yeah, he's already got 1 win, and this is one that may be more of an outsider's chance, right? No one's in good form right now, hits the board with frequency, but this is a tough group she's got to go against tonight. But you get Doug McNair aboard now for a follow-up. So I always like that too when they get aboard for the second time, right? They get to kind of figure the horse out a little bit, and now this will be the second time Doug's been aboard.
So despite missing the board last time out, finishing 4th, our Eliza at 3-5. I guess a lot of people just watching that closing effort and thinking she'll be put into play earlier tonight.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, she missed a couple weeks, right, after being scratched out of the Elegant Image final due to sickness. I mean, obviously you don't want to scratch out a race like that, but they did best by the horse, took her out of that event, and then she kind of got an easier trip. First start back. She disappointed as the favorite in that dash, but I thought raced tremendous to be 4th. And I think tonight we likely see her get put into play.
Jody Jamieson driving that one. The last one is Kinder Hot Blood. It's going to be Todd Ratchford for trainer Matt Bax. A Cadabra filly, another graduate of the London sale, $25,000 purchase 2 years back. And this one will have a sibling as well selling this week on day 2. Kinder Rolex, hip 231. This is a Muscle Mass sibling to Kinder Hot Blood, who has really stepped up her game this season. 5 for 10 and $163,000 earned. As we get a look at them on post parade here. Louis Philippe Bois, and Love Those Legs for trainer Luc Blais. That combination has been very solid again this season.
And there's the 4 valuable miss for Trevor Henry and Kyle Boston's 2 for 15 this season, just under $60,000 in earnings.
Mario Baerge on a Nautilus B for Jeff Gillis, who owns and does the training.
There she is, the 6 Willys home run for James McDonald and Kyle Fellows. Dominant in this program last season, going 6 for 10, 3 for 10 this year, but 7 top 2 finishes and just south of $800,000 in earnings.
And it's been quite a rivalry between her and this filly, our Eliza. Willie got the better of it last time. Eliza will try and bounce back here for Double J. The Muscle Mass filly enjoying a really solid campaign. She's 5 for 10, $336,000 in the bank.
And from the outermost post in the contest, post 8, Kinder Hoplet for Todd Ratchford and Matt Bax. 5 for 10 this season, was the upset winner in the OSS Gold mid-season final. 52-1 on that occasion. She's 22-1 today. She's not without a chance.
So that is your field, and no real change on the odds board right now. 4 to 5 again on our Liza, and I find that surprising if it holds, based on how competitive these fillies have been against each other, especially as the season has gone on.
Yeah, as the season's gone on, I mean, it's gotten closer, but start of the season, Greg, I mean, our Liza had Willie's number, right? And our Liza is the best bet in the Horse Players Journal. Shameless plug right there. Maybe that's why we see that 4 to 5 support right now. But no, I love our Liza tonight. I just thought that last time was kind of the perfect trip for her to kind of gear up for a big race like this. And really, earlier in the year, tremendous campaign. And that Elegant Image elimination, she raced really well to be third, I thought. Long way in the lead before being third to Emoji Hanover. So she's the one I think is the one to beat in here. And again, maybe 4 to 5 is a tad short, but I thought she'd be, maybe just north of even money. And she looks tremendous on the racetrack right now.
Another daughter of the great Muscle Mass, one of the most prolific trotting stallions in OSS history, and still producing at a very high rate. And our Liza, she was a top 2-year-old filly and has elevated her game and just getting better, it appears. And I think you're right. Would have needed that last start, and coming off the scratch prior to that, really sort of the perfect tune-up race for tonight. I like this filly. I like the way she's been hanging in there all season long, and finished up with a lot of enthusiasm, I thought, last week in finishing second. It looked like she might level off, and then found another gear late and got up for the deuce behind Willie's home run, and was closing in on that one at the end.
Yeah, I thought she raced really well to be second, and she was actually, I think, my pick last year in the super final to maybe upset Willie's home run. Of course, Willie's home run was tremendous from post 10, and no one was beating her in that occasion. But PL Rainbow Dash is kind of that one, like you said, 1 for 12 in the season, but's raced better than that record would kind of indicate, right? She's raced too good to lose in many of those efforts. 6 on the board finishes, and maybe she steps up tonight to get the victory. She's always the one that kind of the wise guys like, because she's a horse that kind of turns in those big efforts and looks really good in the end of her miles. And maybe it's tonight, but I thought that our Liza might be just proved to be too good for them. I think I got PL Rainbow Dash in the second spot.
All right, a hello to Barb Longfee. She's watching from Cape Breton. Hi, Barb, and everybody watching tonight. As always, we want to hear from you. Let us know where you are tuning in from tonight. We got a North American, in fact, worldwide audience online tonight on our different platforms. We've got, out of town tonight, some big programs. Hoosier Park, Indiana, they'll celebrate their stakes finals tonight as well. $2.4 million, identical per structure for their championship finals. That's American dollars, though. A little bit different.
Yeah, a little bit different.
You're a money guy too, so you take that into consideration.
Yeah, exactly. It's worth a little bit more, but hey, this is tremendous card there, tremendous card here, right? It's the cool thing about this time of year is we see the culmination of these programs. And we get to see the best of the best in jurisdictions going to battle, of course, before we might see some of these horses again racing the Breeders' Crown.
That's right, Breeders' Crown coming up in a couple of weeks. Big night in Ohio tonight as well, fun time of year. And we should mention just another wrinkle this year that I think adds a kind of a neat element is the ability for the grassroots champion, if there are less than 10 starters for the super final, that they can draw in and compete. And we're going to see that right here and love those legs. I liked what I saw in that grassroots win for $75,000 here on the 28th. Big step up, though, tonight.
It has been. The support, she's taking 8-1 on the board right now. And that effort, you look at it in the program, you think it's got to be an error, right? She gets away 9th off the gate. She's 3 wide at the quarter pole. I mean, I went back and watched it. She was 3 wide at the quarter pole and 9th. And then she's on the lead by the halfway marker. And then, of course, dominated on the engine the rest of the way. So it was a tremendous effort. But like you said, this is a big step up. And you're doing so against 3 horses that have really had a lot of success against each other in this top tier of the program.
And another viewer just tuning in, say hello to Norm Welsh. Norm Welsh from south of the border watching tonight. Great to have everyone on board as we get ready to roll with our 3rd Super Final Championship. Another $300,000 on the line. Outstanding field of 8 3-year-old filly trotters behind the gate.
The public's top choice, a little bit steppy behind the gate there, the Bayarchon-driven Nautilus B. That one is reset, but has got a race to catch the gate. And that starting gate swings off the turn into the stretch. 6-5 on 7 Arliza. It's the super final for 3-year-old trotting fillies next. Here they come. And they're off. Good beginning at the inside. No one punching out of there with speed from the rail is PL Rainbow Dash. In the center of the racetrack, Willys Home Run, Arliza. Sweeping up in a 3-wide path. 4-wide speed from Kinder Hot Blood. So charging into that first turn on that early lead down the center drives out Willys Home Run. But pressing on goes Arliza. 3rd is No One. Trotting up 4th, Kinder Hot Blood. Backed up into 5th goes PL Rainbow Dash. Breaker in the backfield. Henry's Charge. Valuable Miss rolled off stride. 3-wide speed by the quarter in 27-1, and it's long shot. Kinder Hot Blood working her way to the front. Arliza back into 2nd at 3/8. 3rd is Willys Home Run. No One. 4th, 5th inside to PL Rainbow Dash. Then Love Those Legs. Trotting in 7th is Nautilus B. Field approaches the midway point and a 2-length lead for Kinder Hot Blood. Kinder Hot Blood hits the half in 55-4. Arliza continues along 2nd. Willys Home Run behind the speed in 3rd. No One trots along 4th at the rail. Here pops out PL Rainbow Dash from in 5th. Her presence on the rim will get them out of the 2 and 3 hole possibly. There goes Arliza. Moving up, Willys Home Run. Pop to the outside too. So they go to 3/4. Kinder Hot Blood is under attack. Here's Arliza. Willys Home Run is 3rd outside. The rail 4th for No One. Covered up is PL Rainbow Dash into 5th now. 3/4 in 125-2. Arliza strikes the front. Here off cover comes Willys Home Run. PL Rainbow Dash 4 wide and driving. No One looks for racetrack late. Willys Home Run explodes off cover and drives away here in deep stretch. PL Rainbow Dash in hot pursuit in 2nd, but in a race for place it appears as Willys Home Run will touch them all. Willys Home Run to score by 4 lengths in the super final over PL Rainbow Dash. Then finishing 3rd, Love Those Legs. 153-1 for Willys Home Run.
All right, Kenny Middleton, great call there on Willys Home Run. Picture perfect steer for King James with Willys Home Run. She's been really the toast of the division, certainly last season and at times this year, and stamps herself with a solid victory tonight. 27-4 on the end. As sharp tonight, Rob, as she's been at any point in the year.
Oh, definitely. You know, and she kind of got better as the year went on, right? I mean, start of the season, kind of second fiddle to Arliza. No doubt about who the best horse is now here in the Super Final. I mean, different kind of trip than what she won the Super Final with the 2, but she comes off a helmet tonight and just an absolute much the best winner. I mean, J-Mac gave her a perfect steer. Very patient too, right? You got a long shot going to the lead there. You're in the 3 hole. He waited until Arliza pulled the pocket to come out behind her, and there she is just coming home just like a freight train.
And PL Rainbow Dash, another really solid effort for this filly. No match for Willys Home Run, but a clear 2nd place with a good late kick. And the grassroots champion, Love Those Legs, making the most of the opportunity tonight here in the Super Final. Picks up a 3rd and a little more cash for the bank account.
Yeah, and showing that, you know, it's a nice concept, right? I mean, a horse that certainly was more than competitive against that group. She rounds out the trifecta and raced well to do so. So that's something that I think I'm going to look forward to seeing in future seasons as well. And the rest of tonight, is because we've got a lot of horses that race tremendous in those grassroots finals that I think don't look out of place against these.
Kinder Hotblood, the first leader, the long shot leader, despite being stretched out a long way. She'll hold fourth there. Pretty good result for her. Our Liza pulled pocket, leveled off late, and leaves us both thinking that she maybe just wasn't herself tonight. Maybe not 100%. She just didn't have the pop when she moved that she normally would.
No, definitely not. I mean, kind of got protected last time out, finished with trot. This time around, did a lot of work and didn't have it.
All right, we're going to hear once again from James McDonald and John Rellis.
Phillies, James, let's talk about what the game plan off the gate. Were you keen on wanting to follow our Liza? Was it a little bit of a chess match going on early on?
Yeah, there was quite a bit. This was a race I really didn't know how to drive. I just kind of let it unfold. But I figured Jody would have to go forward, and our horses are kind of similar. They both can win on the front, but neither are great on the front. And it's usually whoever gets the better trip. And Jody made me look bad a bunch of times earlier in the year, and luckily I was able to come out on top tonight.
After that mile last time out, 53 and change, were you confident she was back to maybe to what she was last year?
Yeah, and Kyle was really confident in her the last few weeks, and she's when she gets a good trip, she's got a wicked motor. So it was good to finally have a nice trip pay off and to just see what she can do, because that's the Willys home run we're all used to.
All right, you're catching Doug in the point standings now. Congratulations, James.
Yeah, we'll see. Thank you.
All right, James McDonald, good night for him. Couple of super final wins now in the books, and it's a Willys home run getting it done. And what a storyline this has been. Of course, she is the younger sister of the great Logan Park, who has elevated his game. He's getting better with age. It's incredible to see him continue to improve. And, this filly, to this point in time anyway, following right in his footsteps.
Absolutely. Logan Park, had success at the OSS, at ages 2 and 3. But, like you said, he's gotten better with age, right? And trotters sometimes do that. It'd be really nice to see Willys home run continue on and do good things beyond this. Hard to top winning the super final both at 2 and 3. That's something that doesn't happen every year. We don't see repeat winners, but it's nice to see it when we do.
Breeder Reg Higgs of Ilderton, he shares in the ownership on this one and has the mare right out of the park, who's been an incredible producer to this point. So this will likely be a future addition to the broodmare band, but we hope it's not for a while. We're enjoying watching her race, and when she's on her game, the head down, straight ahead, beautiful gaited, and has the speed obviously to go along with it tonight. So 53-1 the win time, just over even money on her. PL Rainbow Dash, love those legs. Kinder Hotblood rounding out your top 4 in this spot. And there's a look at the different mutual payouts here, including a dollar super at just over $193. All right, we've got 3 in the books. We're just getting to the halfway point. We're just getting warmed up here on Super Final Night 2024 from Woodbine Mohawk Park. We'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with 2-year-old colt and gelding trotters coming up next.
Reach the people you have to reach by advertising in Harness Racing Update, the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU provides the best bang for your advertising dollars because we reach and engage your potential customers anywhere in the world. Not only has HRU grown its subscriber base by nearly 30% in just 3 years, but our open and click rates far exceed industry averages, which tells us that readers are engaged with the digital publication and how they receive it. Plus, your ad support helps us keep HRU free to subscribers. Find out more today by visiting harnessracingupdate.com and clicking on the advertising link at the top of the page.
And we welcome you back. We are inside the paddock. We are right in the heartbeat of it all here tonight at Woodbine Mohawk Park. It's Super Final Night. Again, I want to encourage everybody, have your say tonight for a chance to win this beautiful OSS swag prize package. Everybody who leaves us a comment tonight eligible for that. We'll draw following the show here tonight. We posed a question off the top asking you who you think the sales topper might be this year at the London Classic Yearling Sale. It's coming up this Tuesday and Wednesday. Rob had his say earlier. Let us know what you think. Let us know where you're watching from. Any other comments on the night? So far, it's been an entertaining one, to say the least. We're seeing a little bit of everything tonight. Mild upsets, favorites performing, as we've seen in the last couple, and now a more wide open contest, I think, coming up here next. But in a moment, we're going to head back to the winner's circle, I believe, now, and catch up with more of the winning connections from back in race 4.
Co-owners Rob Fellows and Sarah Gatchell. Rob, I'm going to start off with you first. Obviously, the 3-year-old campaign didn't start maybe the way that you wanted to in terms of how she finished off her 2-year-old campaign, but after the last few starts, were you confident that she was getting back into gear going into tonight?
Yeah, I was. I mean, I have the utmost respect for the filly. She got better trips. She beat us the first 2 times of the year. We were no good in the semifinal. We got a rough trip. And then we were not healthy, but we came along, and we've had the rest of the season's been good.
You know, as panelists and as prognosticators, a lot of us kind of talked about, she's better when she's got a target. She's not as, sharp when she's on the lead, but you beg to differ. Maybe speak about that.
Well, last year she won all her races on the front end, which she was better than them then. But like she can leave like her brother, like she can leave and get her spotted. And today, everything worked out. I was a little worried getting away third because, you have to. That's a death trip around here. So, but when Jody moved out and we had cover, I was pretty confident because both those horses used the same amount of energy to get to a second and third in the first turn. So they had whatever they had left for the stretch.
Super final winner last year, super final winner this year. Rob, what's next for this filly now?
We're going to probably take her to Meadowlands next Saturday night and try against the open competition. They're different horses, but she's earned her way.
Well, we look forward to it, and congratulations, Rob.
Thank you very much.
We're going to bring in a winning co-owner, Sarah Gatchell. Sarah, obviously the last couple of years, I mean, what's it been like owning this filly?
Well, it's beyond any kind of expectation that we've had. So it was just really, really exciting. First of all, just owning a racehorse. So she's basically the culmination of a promise that I made to my father when I was really young, that one day, who instilled my love of horse racing. And one day he asked me to buy a racehorse, if I ever became a veterinarian, and name it after him. So that was the goal. And as luck would have it, my father-in-law, who has been in this race industry for decades, gave us the opportunity to own a broodmare, and she was the first foal. And so it wasn't. It was for sure going to be Willys Home Run, named after my father, William. And recently, my dad passed, actually last week, from Alzheimer's. And so unfortunately, he didn't get to ever really watch her race. By the time she was a 2-year-old, he was stricken with fairly severe dementia. But I think my dad was up there tonight, and I think he was cheering her on, and I think he gave her that last push boy when she blew by everybody. So, Dad, I think this one was your doing.
Absolutely, I think that she displayed the similar traits as your father that she did on the racetrack. A phenomenal effort, and from an ownership standpoint, is what's next for even going to next year? You guys looking to race her as a 4-year-old? Is that a discussion you guys have had as collectively?
Well, Rob brought that up with my husband just recently, already starting to plan for her 4-year-old season. But also, we're looking ahead because, of course, she will eventually be a broodmare. She's going to be what we assume is a replacement of her mom. And so we're not in a hurry to rush her to the broodmare barn yet. Of course, I'd love to get her over the $1 million, like her brother, and who hopefully might be $2 million this year. So if she could get over the $1 million, I mean, that would be wonderful. That's what I'd really like to have before I retire.
Well, Sarah, congratulations on tonight. Best of luck next week and going forward. And definitely your dad had something to do with what happened tonight as well.
I think so. Thanks, John.
No problem. There's Willys Home Run, Sarah Gatchell, Rob Fellows, Kyle Fellows, and James McDonald to cap off a second OSS Super Final victory here.
All right, that's incredible. Very touching to hear from Sarah Gatchell and her father in the memory of him. And as she said, probably looking down on things tonight. And it's the human element behind these great equine athletes that we're seeing tonight that makes all these wonderful storylines come to fruition. And we look forward to seeing her hopefully in a couple of weeks in the Breeders' Crown and looking ahead to next season. We've got to look ahead, though, to race number 5 next. We're just hitting the midway point on this super final Saturday from Woodbine Mohawk Park. 2-year-old colt and gelding trotters going to the post in this one. There's a look at the field and the different pedigrees here, and you see a name Over on the right-hand side, quite often here, quite prominent, Green Moni Leishi once again, the first crop stallion, really making his mark in Ontario this season, and he'll be represented by half of the 10 starters in this really wide open affair. You Got It Kemp's the morning line favorite, though, in this spot. Number 2 in the point standings, behind your post 1 starter here, Galen Urso. You Got It Kemp, though, the winner most recently in that last Gold Series event here on September 30th. We'll take a look back now at that event, and on this night got a perfect 2-hole trip. So got the win, got the right kind of a trip. That's exactly the race you want to see, isn't it, coming into tonight?
No, definitely. You want to see that you get the win, and you kind of do good by the horse too, right? By getting that softer journey. And this is a horse that has that tactical speed off the gate, and that will typically help him get those types of trips, Greg. And you know, won 4 in a row now at the OSS Gold level after tasting defeat in his lifetime debut. And really has done tremendous things. He's won from a plethora of different journeys, and you see him here. He drifts out a little bit, but he's kind of an easy winner at the wire.
So there he is out in the 3-path. And yeah, right in here you're thinking, you know, they might pick him off, whether he's just wandering a little bit or what's going on late. But he ends up holding safe and holding safe and actually edging away a little bit again. Galen Urso, who is the points leader in the division. Excellent campaign for Team McNair. And he'll have post number 1 here in the final. Not necessarily the best leaving spot, though, is it, on the trot?
No, I always call it a tricky starting spot for a young trotter, especially. And in talking to Doug McNair in the past on this horse in the winner's circle at Grand River, I spoke to him, and he said that, you know, for the success that Galen Urso has had, he really hasn't been trotting all that well at times. So he got steppy on the final turn last time here at Mohawk Park, and he was able to keep him together to finish second. So he ever gets that figured out, then obviously, you know, the sky's the limit for Galen Urso. But again, starting with the pole position tonight, not a good thing for him.
Just getting a good look there at Team McNair. Last second preparations for Galen Urso. Another excellent season in the provincial program for Greg McNair, father Doug, Chris Matthews, longtime right-hand man for Greg. That's a tight operation, well-oiled machine, if you will. And probably an advantage, right, when you're, you know, a father-son trainer-driver tandem. They're both excellent at what they do. They've got that intimate knowledge of the horses in the barn, and you know Doug's, you know, as familiar with a lot of the horses as Greg is from sitting behind them in the mornings, and that goes a long way, and it's probably a big part of why they're so dominant in the OSS year after year.
It's true, yeah. You know, I obviously get to see a lot of them at Grand River, right? When the Battle of Waterloo and Battle of the Bells come up, they're always in with a big chance. Usually in both those, and when they have conversations together, you know, you can just kind of hear the way they kind of collaborate. And you mentioned Chris Matthews too, assistant trainer. I mean, you see him everywhere, right? Wherever the Team McNair is, that's where Chris Matthews is, and he does a tremendous job as well. So, like you said, a real tight-knit team that has tremendous success and has done so for many, many years.
Getting a look there at the 5, Sound and Vision, Mark Etzel, veteran trainer. Hauled home a couple of O'Brien awards last season. He's had another excellent year, especially with his stable star Highland Kismet. Mario Bergeron will drive this guy, 3-time winner on the season. Rising Interest, your post 7 starter here. Son of the Bank for trainer Vic Putty. Really good campaign for him. A little over 50,000 while racing in a tough division and competing against some really talented colts. When you look at the different finals tonight, I think this is one of maybe the 1 or 2 most wide open of our super finals.
I agree with that, and especially because of the post position, right? You got it, Kemp, who's been really dominant in his victories, has to work from post 9.
So here they are on post parade. Galen Urso, he is the divisional leader on points, and coming off that runner-up finish last time out. Post 1 here, he's 9-5 second choice currently.
There's the 2, Get the Green. James McDonald looking for 3 in a row now. This will be the second time in a row he's been aboard this one for Roger Mayotte. Still a maiden through 6 starts, just under 40,000 in earnings.
Wendell Blue Chip, number 3, owned by Blue Chip Bloodstock Incorporated. Daniel Zucker, a 3-time winner in 9 this year. Trevor Henry will drive this son of Green Moni Leishi. Long shot at 28-1, but enjoying a very solid rookie campaign.
There's the 4, Chicago Hull. Chris Christopherou for Dominic Gladue. Still a maiden, 0 for 9. 6 on the board finishes, though, knocking at the doors of late, bet down to 5-1 right now.
The aforementioned Sound and Vision, a son of Royalty for Life. and Super Mario Baerjan in the bike.
The 6 is Call Me Parker for Louis-Philippe Bois and Ben Baerjan. Another maiden in the field, 0 for 10, 3 on the board finishes, and working from that magical post 6 here at Mohawk Park.
Rising interest, London Classic Yearling Sale graduate, a $20,000 purchase. Son of the Bank will be handled by driver Tyler Borth.
And there is the 8 Shutter Green just coming into the frame right now for Bob McClure and Mark Etzel. 3 for 7 on the season, 6 on the board finishes, swept through the Balanced Image at Hanover Raceway.
You got it, Kemp. Lukewarm favorite, 3-2. A bargain basement, son of Muscle Mass, plucked out of the Harrisburg sale last year for just $12,000. He's parlayed that into $228,000 in his rookie season.
And out to the dreaded 10 hole for Artful Dodger, Jody Jamieson for Tony Beaton. 0 for 7 so far in his career. Does have a runner-up finish right now, 41-1 on the odds board.
So the public enamored with one, Galen Urso, and your post-9 starter, You Got It, Kemp. And I think this is the type of race where you could see someone outside of those top 2 get there. I think these are 2 really serious contenders, and they've got the most impressive seasonal resume coming in, but others on the improve, and might have something to say about that.
Yeah, there's some in here that have certainly been kind of raising their game as of late, and one of them is one of those maidens, the 4 Chicago Hall. I was really impressed with what he did at Grand River, leaving out from post 7 there, and then since then he's hit the board in 2 more here at Mohawk Park and was a good 3rd last time to You Got It, Kemp. So nothing hidden about him, though. I mean, he's taken a lot of support right from the get-go in the wagering, bet down to 6-1, especially for a horse that's 0 for 9 so far in his career, but he's got those 6 on the board finishes. So it'll be a follow-up steer for Chris Christoforou, and we've seen him, bring home some bigger price horses on nights like tonight.
There's number 6, Call Me Parker, the musical rhythm colt for trainer Ben Baerjan, Louis-Philippe Bois. This guy 0 for 10 on the season. He's put some nice money in the bank. Just been maybe a half step behind the top ones this year. 13-1 though is getting his share of support. One that I think could have something to say about it here. There's a couple, in fact. I like Get the Green a little bit here. It'll be just the 2nd start for James McDonald sitting up behind him. Roger Mayotte, the veteran, he's done the trainings, brings along the colt. Kind of nice and easy early on, really teaching him the ropes, and hands over the lines to James last time out. He finishes a good 4th in just his 2nd Gold Series test. James gets to know the horse a little bit. Good post tonight. 7-1, intriguing.
It is. I mean, I didn't use him in the top 4 in the Horse Players Journal, Greg, but he is one that you look at and you say, you know what, this is going to be the night where we likely see the best start of his career. And there he is right there, looking fantastic on the track. Look at him, ears up. Listening to everything that James has to tell him, and he looks pretty strong out there. And like you said, Roger Mayotte, fantastic horseman. He's brought this horse along. 2nd in an OSS Gold event lifetime debut since then. Hasn't had as much success, but I do think, when you're looking at horses that might be ready to show their best and peak at the right time, this is an example of one with Get the Green here, and you get the right guy at the helm this time around for that follow-up steer in James McDonald.
Yeah, the only question mark or slight concern, he does show a couple of breaks recently, but he's shown plenty of talent in between there. Chicago Hall, a couple of doors down, another son of Muscle Mass for the veteran Chris Christoforou. He's 0 for 9 this year, hasn't been able to win, but he's got $68,000 earned. He's hit the bank in 6 of those 9, and the last couple have been his best races of the season, closing very enthusiastically late in those races. And I like kind of the way this guy carries himself out there, and Chris, the wily veteran, could work out something good with him tonight.
Yeah, I think so. And the thing too with him, the reason why I like him as an upsetter here is the post position. I mean, he's had post 9, 8, 7, 9, 8. That's his last 5. Now he goes down to post 4, which is one of the better spots to start from here, especially for trotters. And, you said he's kind of raised his game late in the season. Now, sometimes hard to get behind a maiden in these championship races, but I think he's probably the one in the race that has the best shot.
And grassroots champion, Wendell Blue Chip. He'll occupy post 3. He was a big off-the-pace winner on that night just a couple of weeks ago. He's going to try and step up and do what we haven't seen yet tonight, and that is capture a grassroots championship and then upend the best in the provincial program in the super final. $300,000 is up for grabs. 2-year-old colt trotters taking up their positions next.
Group here with 2-year-old trotters. Final chance to play this 5th race. We'll wrap up the early pick 5 with a group of 10. For the 2-year-old Colton Gelding Trot Super Final, it's post time. Starting gate picks up speed for race number 5. Here they come. And they're off. Call Me Parker made a break getting away. A good beginning outside. Shutter Green is powering up out of there. Outside of that one, You Got It. Kemp marches on. In at the railway 3rd is Galen Ursoa. Tucked in. Get the Green is 4th. 5th outside drives Artful Dodger, looking for a spot up near the lead. Chicago Hall is currently 6th inside. 7th and off the speed tracks along Wendell Blue Chip. Riding Park going into that first turn is Rising Interest. Then it's back to Sound and Vision. And Call Me Parker, who miscued early trails. 28 flat that first quarter. You Got It. Kemp muscles his way into the backstretch. Opens up a quick 4 lengths here on Shutter Green, who's back into 2nd. Galen Urso is another 2 lengths back into 3rd. It's another 2 to get the Green 4th inside. Chicago Hall from 5th. Out the route's been Artful Dodger 6th. Pylon Hugging is Wendell Blue Chip into 7th. Overland all the way is Rising Interest. Then inside Sound and Vision. And after the break, Call Me Parker can see them all. A 56-4 first half. 28-4 that second quarter. Into the final turn. Chasing You Got It. Kemp on a lead of just over about a length now. Shutter Green is 2nd. Here outside comes Get the Green on the rapid first over attack into 3rd. Now 2nd and coming on. Picking up his cover outside is Artful Dodger into 4th. They're on their way to 3/4, chasing after You Got It. Kemp. Get the Green will duck in for some cover here as McDonald tries to braven him up at 3/4 in 125-4. Sound and Vision made a break coming out of the final turn. It is You Got It. Kemp on a lead of 3 lengths here. Get the Green is back into 2nd. Shutter Green is 3rd inside. Then Rising Interest and Chicago Hall splitting through late. In deep stretch, it's all You Got It. Kemp. You Got It. Kemp leads by 5 and is pouring it on to win his super final. It is You Got It. Kemp demolishes his field, winning by 6 lengths. Second best in the center was Get the Green in 1:53-4.
We thought it might be a wide open race, but it turned out to pretty much be a walk in the park for You Got It. Kemp. When he got to the front of that 28-second opening quarter, it was pretty much lights out from there. Big strapping son of muscle mass, and he made it look easy on the end.
Yeah, he certainly did. And you know what? The big question for me was that post 9. Well, he neutralized that immediately. He's got that tactical speed that's kind of helped him get those good trips all season, and those kind of favorable journeys that he's got to enjoy in many of those efforts. Well, they paid off tonight because he was able to go right to the engine, Greg. And like he said, as soon as he touched down the lead, I said, you know what? They're not going to beat him tonight because he's been so good all year. Now a perfect 5 for 5 at the OSS Gold level, and just a tremendous horse for Dan Legacy. And Sylvain Fillion's been the one who's been aboard all season as well. So I know when I spoke to Brady Legacy in the Winner's Circle at Grand River, they had high hopes from this horse right from the beginning, and he certainly proved all of them right with a tremendous campaign.
And what a prudent purchase he's ended up being. $12,000 from last fall's Harrisburg sale. And with the lion's share of that purse tonight, that's going to put him up just shy of $400,000 during this excellent rookie campaign. Sylvain Filion doing the driving for Dan Legacy, co-owner and a trainer on this guy. Get the Green, James McDonald, solid runner-up. He was best of the rest on this night. Rising Interest, good rally to pick up 3rd, and Wendell Blue Chip, another grassroots champion, coming up with a good result here in the super final and making a very good account of himself. John Morales is getting set to catch up with winning driver Sylvain Filion as they make the long back to the very happy Winner's Circle, no doubt. Once again, here's John.
All All right, you got it. Kemp captures the OSS Super Final for 2-year-old trotting colt Sylvain. You talked about how you prefer not to have this guy on the lead, but how did he feel out there when you got him cleared?
You know what? When I hit the backside and I can feel him slow down a bit, I just yelled at him and he took off. So I knew right now and then that we were okay.
You know, you have 18 Super Final victories, tied with Paul McDonnell. What has the ride meant to you throughout your career, especially in this provincial program?
Well, you know, it's a great format here. It's one of the best sire stakes program in North America, and you know, it feels great. You know, I've had a decent career so far, so hopefully things will keep going.
You know, obviously you touched on your career though, Sylvain, and you aren't listed to drive on Monday. You and I spoke a little bit. I mean, what's next for you now that this provincial campaign has come to an end?
Well, you know, I'll take a bit of time off till probably next summer. I'll see from there. You know, I really don't know what I'm going to do.
All right, well, congrats on this win and best of luck this winter, Sylvain, and just an astonishing career.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
All right, John Rallis catching up with Sylvain Filion, and yeah, that's interesting. Getting a little bit of maybe breaking news here tonight that Sylvain will take the winter off and just kind of, you know, he's had such a long, illustrious career and inducted into the Horse Racing Hall of Fame here in Canada earlier this summer. And he has been an absolute staple in the Ontario Sire Stakes.
He certainly has. I mean, just you know, tremendous season after season. I mean, obviously a top player here at Mohawk Park as well, and a tremendous driver. And I mean, you know what? Nothing really too solid in what he's going to be doing in the future, I think, other than taking the winter off. And you know what? When you're Sylvain Filion, you're allowed to do that, right? You can take those winters off. It's tough. I mean, these guys go through these tough winters every year, and probably the right time of year to take a break and kind of maybe rethink things.
Yeah, we saw, you know, we've seen over the years a lot of the veterans on this circuit at a certain point will do that. You know, maybe go spend the winter in Florida or somewhere, and then come back and maybe just toil in stakes races and that type of thing. So we will see, but he's ending off this season certainly on a high note here tonight with You Got It Kemp, $4.50 winner. And he maybe hasn't gotten the fanfare of some of the other divisional leaders this year, but you know, with that win tonight, that was a pretty dominant win for him, and I'm sure his connections are quite excited about what he could be next year, because I think he's just really starting to get his legs under him here late in the season.
Yeah, just a sixth start of his career, right? And again, kind of a horse that throughout the year has kind of won from some different trips, but was kind of protected at many times, getting beneficial journeys with Sylvain Filion aboard. So, yeah, a horse that I think certainly can be excited about going forward.
With Get the Green and Rising Interest and Wendell Blue Chip finishing in the top four, there's a look at your exotic payouts here. All right, we are going to take another quick commercial break. We'll be back with much more from Woodbine Mohawk Park next.
Delaware's home to 8 exceptional stallions. New in 2024, Nutcracker Sweet, a full brother to Double Millionaire Better Sweet and half brother to the Great Sweet Lou. World champion He's Watching, a proven sire of stakes winners, including Double Millionaire Tattoo Artist, Sports Column, an Ontario Sire Stakes star, and a 19-time winner. Top Flight Angel, who won the Elmcrest Trot Final and is a multiple New York Sire Stakes champion. Also standing, Badlands Hanover, Classic Card Shark, Glidemaster, and Ronnie's Bags Again. For more information, visit winbackfarm.com.
Love horse racing? HPIBet.com is Canada's leader in online horse betting. Access thousands of live races from hundreds of tracks worldwide instantly. Enjoy the most advanced betting tools like AI Smart Picks and exclusive cashback rewards you won't get anywhere else. Join today and get up to $100 in free bets. Get the ultimate horse betting experience with HPIBet.com.
Welcome back inside the paddock, and we are going straight back out to the winner's circle and John Rallis.
A pair of happy co-owners, Brooke and Brady Legacy. And Brooke, we'll start off with you. Just what's it been like watching this colt, you know, progress and work all season long?
It's been amazing. He's been a really awesome horse for us, and it's just he progresses every week, and it's been really fun to watch.
Just how long? I mean, talk about your career also in horse racing and just just your involvement as a whole.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Just talk about your involvement in horse racing and just how long you've been a part of it.
Yeah, I've grown up. We've all grown up in it. My dad's been doing it since he was a kid, so we grew up running around the barn as kids, and I seem to stuck around a long time. Once you get in, it's hard to get out.
And just talk about your emotions, though. You got a Kemp made the front. I mean, Sylvain has talked about he prefers not to have him on there, but for you, what's it like watching him in a race like this?
It's actually very nerve-wracking. I used to chew on my nails, unfortunately, to try and control them, but it's pretty nervous. I usually don't get too nervous because a race is a race, but it's fun seeing him.
Well, you look straight and strong tonight. Congratulations, Brooke.
Very much.
All right, let's bring in Brady here. And Brady, just when you guys broke this colt, just talk about what you thought you had in him early on.
He always showed good early speed, but he was always a little cheeky, like Sylvain said. But we never did much training with him, so he's still learning as he goes, and he's just getting better.
Obviously, your dad, he's developed quite a bit of pretty good horses, though. But for you, were you confident this guy would be a fixture here in the provincial program and be one of the top trotters after just a couple starts?
Yeah, after the first start and the second start, we thought he would continue to get better.
And for you, maybe if you know this or your dad know this, but what's next for this guy? Is he going to go turn out after this start?
He'll be in Kentucky on Monday.
All right, well, we're looking forward to watching him even race next season. Brady, congratulations. Brooke, congratulations.
Thanks, John.
All right, there's You Got It Kemp who get it done for Sylvain Filion, Daniel Legacy, and Brooke and Brady Legacy as well.
All right, a true family affair there in winning, and You Got It Kemp, so congratulations to all of the connections there. Another superstar we're going to get a look at next, 3-year-old filly pacers here, the Millionaire. It's a Love Thing will lead the way or be the highlight filly in this outstanding group of 9. In terms of what she's accomplished so far, it certainly is impressive. She'll have post 3, trying to give James McDonald a 3rd super final victory this evening. We'll get a look at the standings this season. It's a Love Thing. Despite mixing it up between the Grand Circuit and the OSS, does lead the division with 125 points. Odds on Platinum with Blazing Bell, Pass Line Lightning, Lizzie, all in the field here tonight, as well as that impressive grassroots winner, Collusion Hanover, who comes in with an impressive 3-weight race streak. Can she step up and make some noise here?
People certainly seem to think so, right? She's 3-1 right now. She opened off as the definitive second choice in the betting, Greg, and that was really a head-turning victory in the grassroots final. And I thought, when I looked at the card top to bottom, she's likely the one that has the best chance of all the ones that came out of that. And we've seen them be very competitive. So Collusion Hanover, yeah, I think that she's intriguing in here, especially from that post 6, which has so much success here at Mohawk Park.
It's a Love Thing might have been slightly overshadowed by her stablemate Pass Line last year. She's turned the tables this season. Her finest hour may have been this race. This is the Fan Hanover Final earlier this summer. The best fillies in harness racing going at it on this occasion. Here she is in the first over spot against an even money favorite in Geocentric. Despite the tough trip, she does what she does best, and that is to find another gear in the last quarter where others are starting to tire. She's just getting going.
Yeah, she was absolutely tremendous. I mean, she's proven she can go against, the best in her division outside of Ontario, throughout her career. But like you said, kind of reminiscent to me of Prohibition Legal and Silver Label, right, where one emerges out of the shadows, and that's what she did this year. She certainly overtook Pass Line as the better of those 2 stablemates, and just an incredible campaign, and what a victory in that Van Hanover.
$710,000 on her card this season, and almost $1.3 million now lifetime for It's a Love Thing. Dream season for her connections. Dave Maneri, the trainer, he's already had a win on the program here this evening. And we'll look to make it a second title here. James McDonald looking for his 3rd as he looks for yet another Brian Award potentially as Canada's Driver of the Year. He's certainly one of the front runners. Not sure it's a slam dunk, though, this season. Some other guys putting up very good seasons so far. If you were voting right now, I'll put you on the spot a little bit. Would he do it again?
Yeah, King James. Yeah, for me, I mean, just seeing what he does, day in, day out, and the stakes success he's had. I mean, listen, it's an incredible driving colony here at Mohawk Park. I mean, Louis-Philippe Waugh, Doug McNair. I mean, they should probably have some more O'Briens as well. But James has been hogging those as of late, and I think he does once again.
Let us know what you think. Again, we're encouraging everybody tonight to leave us a comment. We've got this fantastic OSS prize package for you. Lots of goodies as the weather starts to cool off. We're not real excited about that, but hey, we got a good one tonight. We've been at these super finals for a few years now, and you never know what you're going to get at this time of year. And based on the forecast earlier in the week, we got off pretty lucky tonight. It's really an ideal evening to showcase the best in Canadian harness racing, the best of the Ontario Sire Stakes program. Celebrating its 50th birthday, by the way, this year. Congratulations, and going strong. And we've heard it loud and clear all night. The guys that compete in this program, year in, year out, they focus on this. They're buying horses to compete in this program because, as they say, it's truly one of the best. It stood the test of time, and other jurisdictions are getting stronger, which is great for the overall health of the sport, but Ontario continues to hold its place as one of the best.
Yeah, it certainly does. You know what? The 50th anniversary celebrations at all the tracks, and I got to go to a lot of them. I do a lot of work at the B tracks, and I got to go to a lot of those celebrations this year, and it was tremendous just being there and having people walk through and look at all the different memories that they kind of had and they created on some nice timelines and some different posters. And a lot of horses, Greg, that you forget were Ontario sired, right? That had so much success beyond the Ontario campaigns. And
nice shot of all of the horses here just prior to the races. Our paddock cam is one of my favorites. I love this up close look at these athletes. With their game face on, they're getting ready to go, and it's amazing just how calm and relaxed they are. And big hats off to the marvelous caretakers here that. They know these horses inside out, and they make sure they're well taken care of and ready to go. No stone left unturned when it comes to the care of these horses and getting them ready for these kinds of races here. So this is the fun time, right? This is crunch time. If you're part of the connections, you can just see it. You can see it on their faces, the nerves. It's got to be incredible.
Definitely can.
I remember having an old horse competing in a $3,000 claiming series final years ago, and I mean, your stomach is in knots. I can't imagine these races going for 300,000 plus.
No, I can't either. I mean, we heard it from George Millar earlier tonight, right? Doesn't matter what the race is for him, he's still nervous. And look at the success he's had throughout his career as an owner, and the races he's taken down, and he still feels those nerves going into the race. I mean, it's a real thing, and whether you're the caretaker, or the trainer, I think sometimes too, it's a pretty nerve-wracking time until they go behind that gate.
Yeah, and we're getting back to the caretakers too. No one, I think, feels the ups and downs of what their horses do more than them. They're like family. They probably spend more time with their horses than anyone else, and there's one of the best right there. We want to just say hi to all of them, and we'll be celebrating our Caretaker Appreciation Night as part of National Caretaker Appreciation Day in London coming up in a couple of weeks. We do it a little bit later there because of our race season, and those days have been held all across Ontario. So here we go. They're getting ready to come out to the track for this main event for 3-year-old pacing fillies, and there's the star of the division. It's a Love Thing, but they don't just hand out the trophy. They make you certainly earn it out there. And, her achievements aside, these are no slouches she is facing tonight. These are top-level fillies, and any one of them tonight could step up and make it very interesting for It's a Love Thing.
And you wonder, too, because she comes into this off 2 defeats, right? Consecutive defeats, and before that, a vet scratch due to sickness. She raced tremendous, finishing second last time out, but a horse that has been so dominant now comes into this after tasting defeat a couple times. I really think this race is a little more wide open than it looks on paper. She's a clear one to beat, but this should be a pretty interesting race to watch unfold.
Introducing this field of 9, one more bet. Number 1, she's an all bets off filly. Jean Tourigny trains for Quebec Ownership Connections. Tyler Borth will drive. She's visited the winner's circle 5 times this year, and a little over $112,000 on her card.
And number 2, Lightning Lizzie, another 5-time winner this year. She's 5 for 15, 9 on the board finishes, over $122,000 in earnings. Brett McDonald for trainer Marie Breather.
Number 3 is It's a Love Thing, the millionaire of the field. James McDonald going for his 3rd Super Final win tonight. She's a daughter of the great Bettor's Delight, and 7 for 11, $710,000 banked just this season alone.
There's the 4-pass line. She was a Super Final winner at the age of 2. Trevor Henry for Dave Maneri. She's just 2 for 13 this year with just under $250,000 in earnings, but she won 10 of 13 last season and is just over $70,000 short of $1 million in earnings.
Odds-on Platinum, another daughter of Bettor's Delight. She was a Grand Circuit winner earlier this year in the Lynch Memorial at Pocono Downs. 2nd in an elimination for the Jugette, 3rd in the final, and 3rd in the most recent gold event.
And there's the 7, Blazing Bell. She's the one who got up for the victory over It's a Love Thing last time at 55-1. Spends the time in Lexington before that. Doug McNair for father Greg McNair, horse that is 5 for 14 this year, has just under $250,000 in lifetime earnings.
Sorsha Sealster just saw her, the All Bets Off filly. Battled some sickness recently, but a nice bounce-back win and an overnight last time out.
And there was the 9, Coco Jojo. She's just 1 for 16 this year and 2 for 25 in her career, but she's knocked to the door many times. Over $162,000 made in earnings. One that usually likes to come from out of it. Post 9 should certainly suit that style.
So here's another one where Collusion Hanover, the grassroots champion, will get a crack at the top fillies in Ontario in this $300,000 super final. Louis-Philippe Bois engineered that victory last time out, and she didn't just win her grassroots final, she trounced her rivals by more than 6 lengths. The kind of race that made you think in other years would have made us wonder aloud.
Yep.
Boy, how could she have competed against maybe the very best at this point in the year? Tonight we get to see it.
We get to find out tonight. Yeah, the interesting thing too is how much came and battled her in that around the final turn of that effort, and she paced away from her. How much came back to be victorious in her most recent effort. And Collusion Hanover now, I mean, she's certainly a horse with a lot of steam behind her. She's 4-1 on the odds board. I don't think that, before we saw those races unfold 2 weeks ago, would we say, hey, one of these horses might win the grassroots final and be bet down like that in a super final? Probably not. So she is right now highly regarded by the betting public, and one that I think does have a puncher's chance in here if she can come back to that effort.
And how about Bettor's Delight? His footprints or hoofprints or fingerprints, whatever you want to call it, they are all over this final. Just running through the field once again in here, he has sired 4 of the finalists, and then his sons represent the rest.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
remarkable. It really is. I mean, he's just been a tremendous sire, and now we're starting to see his offspring do the same. So, yeah, it's pretty neat when you look at that in totality here, and I mean, this is a field that, again, I think top to bottom, the margin between the best horse and the worst horse right now is not as vast as it seems on the odds board.
And Bettor's Delight, is his incredible stallion career winds down. You start to wonder aloud, who will be the next Bettor's Delight? Could there be another Bettor's Delight? Big shoes to fill, and certainly here in Ontario, so many outstanding stallions, and hard to single out who the next big one might be. I'm excited. I know, again, looking ahead, putting my sale catalog hat on here. Looking ahead, we're going to see the first full crop of cattle wash selling here. The videos look tremendous, and I get a sense that he's going to get a real good look here in Ontario. His first crop in New Jersey, of course, it's a little bit lighter program there overall right now in terms of stallions, but pretty dominant there this season. They showed a lot of talent there.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, people are excited about cattle wash, definitely, and of course the Bulldog too, right? I mean, he's the one that I think a lot are rooting for, to see that success right in the breeding shed, because it doesn't always translate that way. But with him, we certainly hope and think it will.
The 3-year-old fillies now getting set to go. They're making their way toward the starting gate. We've got Lloyd on the cable cam here in the home stretch, one of the best shots in harness racing. getting set to go. And what might he capture here in this filly pace final? We shall see. It's a Love Thing. 4-5, certainly a solid favorite. And now 3-5 as we get closer to post time. Can she cap off another brilliant campaign in the Ontario Sire Stakes? She's the headliner in this 3-year-old filly championship final, but an outstanding field of 8 going to try and knock her off here. Starting gate signals for the Pacers as we get set to go. Once again, we're going to head upstairs to the voice of Canadian harness racing, Ken Middleton, with the call.
Group of 9 moves in, lines up. It's a Love Thing. Rarely taste defeat. She's had back-to-back defeats for trainer Dave Maneri Connections. Can she get back on the beam? You bet she can. She's even money right now. James McDonald, he's had the hot hand tonight so far. And even money on It's a Love Thing. 2-1 on 6, Collusion Hanover. Grassroots champ riding a 3-race winning streak coming in. She's white hot too. Field picks up speed for this 6th race. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Odds on Platinum buzzing out of there in the center with big speed. Collusion Hanover alongside to her outside. Lightning Lizzie up into the top 3. It's already 3 lengths back to one more bet who's 4th. It's a Love Thing in no hurry in the early going. She lands mid-pack 5th. 6 behind her is Pass Line. Off the speed is Blazing Bell into 7th. Parked out from an 8th going into that turn is Coco Jojo. Trailing at the rail is Sorsha Sealster. So the field behind 25 and 4 first quarter speed is Collusion Hanover. Bit off a big first panel into the pocket spot. It's Odds on Platinum. Lightning Lizzie 3rd. Gapping 3 lengths in 4th is one more bet. Then it's back to It's a Love Thing 5th. Pass Line tracks that one 6th. 7th inside to Blazing Bell. Then outside Coco Jojo and Sorsha Sealster shoots up the rail but trails as the field nears the midway point. Collusion Hanover hangs up a 54 and 1 first half, and she'll take that lead to the final turn. Odds on Platinum tripping out in the pocket spot. Lightning Lizzie 3rd. It's a Love Thing gets her rally underway. She's first over, 4th now, 3rd and driving. Latching onto her cover comes stablemate Pass Line. Odds on Platinum pulls pocket right now and takes on Collusion Hanover. Odds on Platinum on the outside trying to rush by. Collusion Hanover at the inside tries to put up a fight. Right there, 3rd on cover. It's a Love Thing. 3/4 passed by. And to the front goes Odds on Platinum in 1:22. Odds on Platinum to the front. Battling on Collusion Hanover. It's a Love Thing on the outside trying to make up that final length now. It's a Love Thing takes dead aim. Odds on Platinum grits her teeth and digs down deep. Odds on Platinum. It's a Love Thing all the way down this Mohawk Park stretch. Odds on Platinum holds on. Odds on Platinum in 1:49 and 4 in the super final.
Wow, what a thriller there. Odds on Platinum, all heart at the inside as It's a Love Thing had every chance to get her, took dead aim, and looked like she was going to run her down, but Odds on Platinum on this night would not be denied. According to Ken Middleton anyway, Rob, I couldn't quite call it myself live, but Kenny's the man here, and he called it decisively.
Yeah, I wouldn't go against Kenny here, no doubt about that. But you see it, I mean, Odds on Platinum, what a gritty effort. There it is. Yeah, she holds on. 149 and 4. I mean, a heck of a horse race. Collusion Hanover, we thought she would throw her hat into the ring and try to go down the road like she did in the grassroots final. She did well. I mean, she ends up finishing 3rd. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. She took a lot of support down to 5-2. But it's a Love Thing. Like you said, every chance to get this horse could not get to her in the end, and that's a real nice way to cap off Odds on Platinum's OSS campaign, and Sylvan Philly on 2 in a row.
And again, no slouch. And that's the kind of the trap we fall into a little bit when we're on here talking about these horses. It's a Love Thing. You know, one of the very best that we've seen in a number of years. Dominant here, winner at on the Grand Circuit, beating the best of the best. But horses like Odds on Platinum, impressive individuals in their own right, and have the license to win and beat a filly like this. You just maybe didn't anticipate she would beat her that way. If you reverse the trips, you might see her getting up and winning, but full marks. I mean, to come up with what has to be her best race of the season.
Oh, no doubt.
At this point on this stage is incredible. Let's find out more from Sylvain Filion with John Rallis.
You know, you got her back, Sylvain, after she raced in the Jugette. And how did you feel last week compared to tonight?
Well, I thought last week she was okay, but tonight she was much better tonight. When I followed Louise, she wanted to climb over top of him. That's why I moved her around the last turn when James came.
You know, obviously you had a chance to fight off a really talented filly, and it's a love thing. What were your thoughts going in the lane? I mean, did you think you were ever going to get past at any point?
You know what? If she was going to pass me, I thought she was going to go right on by me, you know. But when she got alongside of me and mine kind of dug into the wire, she raced awesome.
You know, racing's newest millionaire here. But last year's Sylvain, she raced really well all year. But tonight, this year she's been able to rack up the victories. What do you think's changed for her so far as a 3-year-old?
Well, she's much bigger, stronger. And you got a shout out to Dr. Moore and his team. They did a great job with her.
Congratulations, Filion. Enjoy this one.
Thank you very much.
Big night for Sylvain Filion. Comes right back here with odds on Platinum. It's a clear second choice on the betting board, but tonight, high marks for this gutsy win. And Doc Moore out with his entourage in the winner's circle to accept the hardware and the winner's blanket here for odds on Platinum. So with that win, it's going to vault her well up over $600,000, close to $700 in seasonal earnings, and she joins the Millionaires Club.
Yeah, Millionaires
How
Club.
about that?
And the thing with her too is that I don't want to say she kind of quietly had a spectacular season, because she's made over $500,000 coming into this, but you know, lately she kind of been, you know, just kind of picking up, you know, pieces, and whether we're major awards, I think, like Sylvain said, she wasn't really at her best. But tonight, and I mean, credit to Doc Moore, right? Certainly had her ready to go out there and show her absolute best, and she needed every bit of it. I mean, it's a love thing. You can say, you know, now she's lost 3 in a row, but there was no shame in that defeat tonight. I mean, she raced tremendous. She just ran into a filly that was better tonight.
Congratulations to the ownership group too, Let It Ride Stables and Odds On Racing of Florida. And, you know, thinking of our friends down in Florida, they've had certainly a lot to deal with in terms of Mother Nature recently as well. And, again, want to send our best wishes to everybody down there. And Odds On Platinum, just a beautiful looking daughter of Bettor's Delight. She's one of those that catches your eye on the racetrack, but not just in the looks department, obviously, in her talent. 49-4, a sub-150 winner tonight, a real gritty win. To turn back the Canadian champion, it's a love thing. So quite a feather in her cap here at season's end. What an exciting night so far.
Has been. Yeah,
we've seen the big guns step up.
We've seen a bit of everything, right? We've seen some favorites go down. We've also seen favorites go out there and completely dominate. We've also seen some really tremendous drives from these guys tonight too, right? This is the night that they bring it. And now Sylvain Filion wins 2 in a row. So, again, no stranger to wins in Super Finals. He's the all-time leader in it.
And a good point. Some favorites have gone down tonight, but not really them beating themselves with a real subpar effort. Just others stepping up and going big races to knock them off. And speaking again to the depth of this provincial program. Odds On Platinum, if you were a backer of hers tonight, generous win return, almost $9 with It's a Love Thing, narrowly in defeat and finishing second. Collusion Hanover, the grassroots champ. Another good result for those grassroots champions tonight. And Blazing Bell to round out your top 4. And I believe we're going to head back to the winner's circle and catch up again with John Rallis. Oh, okay. We're just getting word that John is catching up with the connection. So we'll just fill time here for another moment or so as we get
everyone's excited
ready
out
for
there.
John. He's quite busy, and we're now getting word that he's ready. John Rallis, take it away.
Old Pacing Fillies, I'm here with the winning trainer, Dr. Ian Moore. Doc, I mean, she's had a pretty heavy schedule as of late. 2 heats in the Jugette. Obviously, you raced her in a gold 4 days later. I know that you didn't want to race her in that gold because of the quick turnaround, but for you, talk about the decision to go into that and how you thought she was going to fare going into this $300,000 final.
Well, it was 8 days after the Jugette. The Jugette was on Wednesday, so that wasn't too bad. But all I did was jog her Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and she seemed really good. So we're going with it, I guess. It's hard not to miss those races 20 minutes down the road. And the other thing is that she's not paid up to much else. Like, this might be all for her, unless the owners might make a decision to supplement her to the Jug. Or to the Breeders' Crown, sorry.
You know, she's been such a tough filly for the duration of her 2-year racing career, but this year especially, doing it on the lead, doing it first up the hard way. How gratifying was it for you to see a 2-hole trip tonight?
Well, that was very gratifying. I mean, if you look at her lines, continuously she's drawing 8, 9, all the outside all the time, and having to lead hard to get to the front or near the front, and coming first up. That is actually the first time she got a trip the whole year, where she sat in the 2-hole and just the last quarter out, and she was able to handle it. So I'm really proud of her. She's turned into a terrific mare, and I believe that puts her over $1 million Canadian-wise anyway. So that's great. We just love her. We're very happy.
And you know what? It's not just hearsay when you say you really did believe in her, because you shouldn't even be standing here. You thought you were supposed to be warming up another one coming up later on.
Yeah, I was going to warm up Storm Shadow after the 6th race and prep him for the 9th race. And after I warmed up Platinum tonight, I decided I'm going to warm up Storm Shadow after the 5th so I can watch this race in peace and maybe be here, and it all turned out. So very pleased.
Pretty good decision there. And I just kind of want to touch on, obviously, how you felt during the stretch drive, right? I mean, we've seen It's a Love thing and just how vicious she is. She raced exceptional, quick back half there. But what were your thoughts as, those two dueled in the stretch drive there?
Well, It's a Love thing is a tremendous mare, and she has been all summer. And all summer long, she just kept coming and went around us and everybody else as well. I think she's had a bit more travel recently than we have. And maybe that's playing on her at the end of the year. I mean, she still raced tough. It was only a nose, that's for sure. So can't take anything away from her.
Congratulations, Doc.
Thanks very much.
All right, there's Odds On Platinum, who becomes the racing's newest millionaire as she captures the OSS Superfinal for 3-year-old pacing fillies.
Sealster, a name synonymous with quality. From their picturesque farm in Lucan, Ontario, Sealster Farms has been producing champions for decades. Stars like $650,000 winner Poseidon Sealster, millionaire mares Karma and Kendall Sealster, and 2-time O'Brien Award-winning Stockade Sealster. Sealster is also the home of many of Canada's top stallions, like Sunshine Beach, All Bets Off, and world champion superstar Bulldog Hanover, the sport's all-time fastest performer. Find your next champion at Sealster Farms. For more information, visit sealsterfarms.com.
By now, you know the name Cosa-Tv, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. Cosa-Tv has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. Cosa-Tv, taking Ontario racing global.
What a night it's been so far as we present the Ontario Sire Stakes Super Finals, $2.4 million in total up for grabs tonight in these $300,000 championship finals. 8 of them in total, 6 in the books. What a night it has been so far. We've got a couple of dandies, though, straight ahead. For me, I think this is the best race of the night, I think, in terms of how competitive it is, the quality of the field, the overall depth. It is the 2-year-old colt and gelding pace. Full field of 10 to square off in this contest. So many of them have done great things this season. There's no particular standout, though. They've all had their moments, or many of them have, over the course of the season. And, Sterling Choice, he's been kind of a hot horse of late. Boxer Sealster's won on the Grand Circuit. And, of course, Stonebridge Wizard, the Battle of Waterloo champion earlier this year. And a big bounce-back win for him last time out. And he leads the way in the division with 130 points. Century Lucifer, Sterling Choice, 5th and 5. Boxer Sealster, they're all here tonight. Great final. But we talked about Sterling Choice. He has been one gritty campaigner this season. A couple of big wins recently and starting to assert himself in the division. He'll be easy to pick out tonight. Very good-looking gray, and he's been a solid campaigner all season long. Earlier this week, our camera crews went out to the farm of Blake McIntosh to find out more about this promising young colt.
Hi, I'm Blake McIntosh, trainer of Sterling Choice tonight in the OSS Gold.
Sterling Choice back into second. Down the center, third is Out of Ice. Late speed outside from D.A. Loveboat from in fourth now. Aye Captain Deo starts to hang a bit in deep stretch. Coming back is Sterling Choice, and Sterling Choice pulls one out of the fire. Sterling Choice scores in 152-1 in the Champlain.
He's a handful. He's, a typical 2-year-old colt. He can boss Sally, peacock his groom around a bit, but she does a great job in handling him, and he's spoiled rotten. We purchased Sterling Choice out of Harrisburg for $15,000. He's been a great horse, and we're really happy with him. We broke him here, and we sent him down to Edmonds McKay down in Tyrrell. Ozzy owns him, and his dad trained him down until March, and we brought him up here from March on. They did a great job of him down there, and he's, we finished him off, and he's just gone forward. Being OSS eligible, he was eligible to the Battle of Waterloo. He finished second. He raced great that day. It was a heartbreaker not winning it. Then just being an OSS all summer, he's ground out 200 and some thousand, and he hasn't missed the top 3 in the OSS, and he's just been a good horse for us. Winning the Champlain was great. It was a Grand Circuit race, and Ozzy and Tammy and Gilles are so happy with it, and it's just nice to have a Grand Circuit win for them. A lot of people don't like the grays, don't think to try. This year we've had 2 good grays, and he's just a beautiful looking animal to me. I think he's just, he's a powerful looking animal, and just, he's just bigger than the rest of the horses out there right now.
Yeah, he'll be easy to pick out, and Sterling Choice, to go along with the good looks, he's got the talent to back it up, the son of Better Than Cheddar. Those wins, I think they're impressive because those recent ones, both kind of came in similar fashion where he was headed, looked like he was well beaten, came back to win. That's something you don't see all the time.
No, it's not. I mean, it's one thing that in horse racing you don't really ever see. I mean, we see it a little bit here and there from these gritty types, but yeah, when a horse gets headed, usually they kind of end up getting beat or maybe even fading back further than second. So nice to see when a horse has that determination to fight back and stave off challengers after getting nosed in the stretch.
And the gray that comes out in this guy perhaps traces back to Admiral's Galley, who's the father of the mare Platinum Choice. And of course, we remember a good gray from back in the day here, Gray Gladiator. He had the same racing style too, right? Remember how many times he would be apparently headed and he'd come back and he'd fight back to win. Tremendous horse. I mean, almost white sometimes too, right? And he was just a pleasure to watch. I mean, war horse who certainly had so many victories on the engine, and like you said, I mean, you had to put him away to actually beat him. If you didn't get pretty solid ahead of him in the stretch, he was going to come back at you. So Admiral's Express, one of my all-time favorites. And he the pride of Winback Farm, of course, and Winback will have a big consignment of the upcoming London Classic yearling sale. Sealster Farms, of course, another great year in the OSS, and they'll be well represented at the upcoming sale. They've got Boxer Sealster in here. He's had an incredible season. Century Spring Farms, they've got Century Lucifer in this spot. Stonebridge Farms with Stonebridge Wizard. They'll have a sibling to this guy selling, Stonebridge Razor. In the upcoming sale, and his video very impressive. He's a son of Sunshine Beach, a real striking looking individual, and so many world-class breeding operations here in Ontario. Absolutely, and in this race too, it's what's nice about it. You see that so many in this race, those breeding operations, and it's a wide open event. It really is. I mean, this to me was the most wide open race of the entire card, and I really think that any one of them can win it. Yeah, this is the one I was most looking forward to. And thank you for correcting me as well. I said there were 2 races left. There's 3.
Yeah,
so
there's 3 left.
We've got lots left. The night, it appears to be flying by. But, yeah, stay tuned. Still plenty of action coming up. Just maybe just my old age starting to kick in a little bit here. We've got 3 races to go. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with the post-parade of this great-looking 2-year-old colt pace contest next.
By now, you know the name Cosa-Tv, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. Cosa-Tv has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. Cosa-Tv, taking Ontario racing global.
Love horse racing? hpibet.com is Canada's leader in online horse betting. Access thousands of live races from hundreds of tracks worldwide instantly. Enjoy the most advanced betting tools like AI Smart Picks and exclusive cashback rewards you won't get anywhere else. Join today and get up to $100 in free bets. Get the ultimate horse betting experience with hpibet.com.
The London Classic Yearling Sale, Canada's premier standardbred auction, returns October 15th and 16th to the Western Fair District Agriplex. Recent London sales standouts include O'Brien Award winners and millionaire performers, Logan Park, Fashion Frenzy, and Stockade Sealster. Leading North American consigners and yearlings by the sport's top sires, all under one roof in a world-class facility. Find your next champion at the London Classic Yearling Sale. Find out more by visiting londonclassic.ca.
Winback Farm of Canada is home to 9 exceptional stallions, including Beach Glass, the last great son of legendary sire of sires, Some Beach Somewhere. Also new in 2024, Lawless Shadow, an O'Brien Award winner for 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings. Double millionaire betting line, sire of 5 winners of over $400,000. Merrick Wicked, the richest pacing stallion in harness racing history and Hall of Fame inductee. Trixton, sire of 6 who have earned over $500,000, including O'Brien Award winner Evident Beauty. Also standing Archangel, Better Than Cheddar, Better's Delight, and My MVP. For more information, winbackfarm.com.
Reach the people you have to reach by advertising in Harness Racing Update, the sport's most comprehensive and timely news source. HRU provides the best bang for your advertising dollars because we reach and engage your potential customers anywhere in the world. Not only has HRU grown its subscriber base by nearly 30% in just 3 years, but our open and click rates far exceed industry averages, which tells us that readers are engaged with the digital publication and how they receive it. Plus, your ad support helps us keep HRU free to subscribers. Find out more today by visiting harnessracingupdate.com and clicking on the advertising link at the top of the page.
And welcome back. No, the power is not off. It's the light show, the 7th inning stretch, so to speak, here at Woodbine Mohawk Park that they do each and every weekend here during the race program. And we could be in for quite a show here in race number 7. Rob and I both agree, maybe the best field on paper here tonight in this 2-year-old colt and gelding pace. Full field of 10, so competitive. Point leader, Stonebridge Wizard, 130 points. He'll be in the field with Century Lucifer. Sterling Choice, 5th and 5, and Boxer Sealster. And again, all 5 of those will be squaring off here. Full field of 10 outstanding rookie pacers to go postward in this spot. Stonebridge Wizard, though, Rob, tough luck in the post department. Can he overcome that? It was a nice bounce back win last time.
That's the big question, right? I mean, Stonebridge Wizard, that big bounce back victory like you just mentioned, he raced so good in the Battle of Waterloo. I mean, he raced every point in that mile. Huge 151 and 2 over that 5/8 mile surface now at Grand River. His usual driver, Doug McNair, committed elsewhere here. He went with Crackshot, who's trained by his father, Greg McNair, but he picked up Sylvain Filion, who's just won 2 in a row tonight. So the 10 hole is so tough. He's one, though, that's produced some gritty efforts, and while I don't really have him picked highly tonight, I wouldn't be surprised to see him come out on top in here because he's done so many times this season.
All-Star Maniac is a colt that's shown all kinds of ability this season. You get the Gallucci factor here. He's got a couple of trainees in this spot, but this one for Miller Farms. Now, this not a homebred. This is one they purchased from the London Classic last season, and he's been a good one. 100,000 earned. A little more lightly raced than some of the others, but a high-speed individual. And last time, first start in a while, had a bit of a gap in his schedule. I thought a good effort. He made kind of a big move in the middle half and tired a little bit late. Not a real big colt, so I think you've got to time your move properly with him. And we'll leave that up to James tonight to figure that part out.
Yeah, and he had a right to be short, right? Like you said, time off between starts. He, forged his way to the lead in the stretch, got picked up in the late stages. I thought it was a fine effort overall. Upset winner in of course, the mid-season final. And I thought he was in a great spot in the Battle of Waterloo. I thought he might come around him with that big speed battle up front, and he just kind of flattened out on the outside, but he's come a long way since then, and he gets that magical starting spot here, right, post 6, right, which wins at a high clip here at Mohawk Park. A lot of support from him right now, 2-1. I don't think anyone should be that priced in here, to be perfectly honest. I think this should be a field where you see some pretty sizable numbers throughout the odds board. I mean, I'd be shocked if it doesn't kind of level off between several of them come post time.
Well, there is Sterling Choice, a Rodney Dangerfield type, perhaps. 7-1, not getting any respect despite that really gritty effort last time against Gold rivals, and he won on the Grand Circuit 3 back. Couldn't look any more relaxed.
No, he looks good right now. When I was a kid, I loved the Grays, and I still do whenever I see them. And he's a horse that's proven he can be versatile in his racing style, which I love, especially for a youngster like him. Pole position, not as bad for one that has his gears off the switch, and I think he's going to be in the mix throughout. And I agree. I mean, he deserves more respect than 7-1 on the board.
All right, my buddy Ozzie McKay and sister Tammy, they'll be pumped up tonight, and they'll have a big cheering section in Atlanta, Canada, rooting them on. And they share in the ownership here with Blake, who also trains, and Jill Landry of New Brunswick as well. Louis-Philippe will do the driving. Smiling Dancer, your post 2 starter in the field. This guy kind of started the season in non-winners, toiled a little bit in grassroots, and then tested the waters against the Gold. He just keeps passing every test, the son of Big Jim, and another London Sale graduate that's showing a ton of potential.
He's my pick in here, Smiling Dancer. He actually started off in the Prospect Series. He got beat in his lifetime debut in the Prospect Series, followed it up with a win over Grid and Win in the Prospect Series at Grand River, and then since then raced in overnight races, put together some wins, and now is dabbled into the Golds. First time in the Golds was his last start. He was a good third. I think he might be the one that might be peaking at the right time, and I think he's got the kind of racing style that could really lend itself for success in this particular race.
Trainer Carl Jamieson has 2 in this field, including Out of Ice, who we just saw, your post 7 starter, and the number 9 entry, 5th and 5. He, earlier this season, was favored in the Battle of Waterloo final. Tough trip. He finished 5th there. Did win a Gold, though, since then. Took some time off, and 5th last time out. So may have needed that start and could be better tonight at 16-1. Let's meet them all individually on Post Parade. There is Sterling Choice. He's drifting up on the odds board. 8-1. That is an intriguing price on this guy who's won 2 of his last 3.
And next up is the 2, Smiling Dancer. First time that Bob McClure will be aboard this son of Big Jim for Paul Ritchie. 4 for 7 this season, 5 on the board finishes. This could be his 2nd time against Gold competition.
Dog's Buddy 3 is the son of He's Watching, owned by Dr. Andrew Roberts of Lexington, Kentucky, and one of 2 Nick Gallucci trainees in the field. Jonathan Drury drives.
Number 4 is Boxer Sealster, currently 6-1 on the odds board. Trevor Henry for Scott McEnany, 3 for 8 this season, 4 top 2 finishes, over $200,000 in earnings. It does have a win in the Champlain.
Century Lucifer, number 5, a son of Shadow Play. Couple of wins for this Rene Dion pupil and $140,000 banked.
Next up is the 6, All-Star Maniac for James McDonald and Nick Gallucci from Millar Farms. 2 for 6 in the season, but one of those victories did come in the mid-season final. Just over $100,000 in earnings.
Out of Ice, number 7, longest shot on the board, currently 73-1. Phil Hudon driving for the trainer Carl Jamieson, who co-owns. There's a look at All-Star Maniac on screen. There is the 7, the aforementioned Out of Ice. Crack Shot will be next.
Next up.
And second choice.
Yeah, right now, Crackshot, the 8. Second choice in the betting at 3-1 for Team McNair. He was a real nice winner in his grassroots final 2 weeks ago, then took on Gold Company and was a strong second to Sterling Choice. And right now getting all kinds of love on the odds board at 3-1.
Co-owned by London Knights head coach Dale Hunter. There's 5th and 5, the other Carl Jamieson trainee. 2 wins, $150,000 banked, and son Jody will do the driving.
And then out to that dreaded 10 hole, the 10 Stonebridge Wizard. Sylvan Filion picks up a live steer for trainer Jared Bako. This horse was the winner of the Battle of Waterloo. He's 5 for 8 on the season, 6 top 2 finishes, and over $280,000 in earnings.
And a big bounce back win last time out. Sylvan Filion looking for the natural hat trick. Here's John Rallis once again with a special guest.
Evening as he sends out a pair of pacing colts here in this OSS Super Final. Nick, you've got Doc's Buddy and All-Star Maniac. Going to start off with Doc's Buddy. Just talk about how he's progressed since entering your barn.
Yeah, he was racing a lot better before he come, in my opinion. But, you know, he seems like he's holding his own. He had a couple small issues holding him back that we've been working on. Hoping he can put in a little bit better effort tonight and get a piece of it.
You have the current favorite right now, All-Star Maniac. Third place effort in his most recent goal, though, Nick. Did you feel like he just needed that start?
Yeah, he definitely tired in the later parts of the mile. He started running in a little bit late as well, but I definitely think he needed that race. We'll see. Sometimes just a tightening like that, and you know, it's enough. Sometimes it's not. So we'll see what happens.
And for you mentioned about that he was running in a little bit in the stretch. Did you do anything to or tinker with anything to rectify that going into tonight?
There was a couple of soundness issues that we worked on, and I added a gaining pole. You know, we'll see. I mean, if he needs it, he can use it. Hopefully, he doesn't need it. We'll find out.
And in race number 10, you do send out Powertrain. He was coming off a little bit of a hiatus, Nick, and good qualifier. You know, just a so-so race last week. But how's his fitness level going into tonight?
I think his fitness is getting there. You know, the older horse, I find they take a few more races to really get into race shape. If he drew better, I would say he definitely has a big chance. But hopefully it's a conservative effort tonight, and we'll make sure he comes out of it well and go from there.
All right. Best of luck, Nick.
Thanks, John.
Thanks again to John Rallis, catching up with Nick Gallucci just moments before the start of this race. And Nick will have strength in numbers. He's got 2 in the field, including this guy, number 3, Doc's Buddy. Pretty candid about his assessment with him. And, you know, he'd have to really step up in order to win here. And they'll certainly be hoping to pick up some money. And I think a real good chance with All-Star Maniac, who is the slight favorite at 2-1. Your assessment of that, and does the betting public have it right?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like his chances in here. I pegged him for second in the Horse Players Journal, but I think 2-1 is much too short on All-Star Maniac. I think it's too short on anyone in here, to be perfectly honest. And Doc's Buddy, again, I think, you know, maybe a long shot play for the bottom end of the exotics at best, I would think. But I mean, for me, I'd be intrigued by others in here at current odds. Greg, obviously my top choice, the 2 Smiling Dancer, even Boxer Sealster, the 4 getting overlooked right now at 6-1. If he goes back to his chasing a target racing style, he becomes really dangerous, which I think has to be the game plan tonight.
All righty, they're getting set to go. There is a look at Smiling Dancer, a generous 6-1. I think you could say the same for Sterling Choice in the spot. Boxer Sealster. Some nice numbers on the board, and we expected that. We thought that you know, the public would have a tough time coming up with a real definitive horse to beat in this spot. Any final words here? This is going to be a good tilt.
You know what, the thing that's interesting to me is 5th and 5. Everyone's off the bandwagon. Favorite last time at the gold level has been really highly regarded all season. He's 20-1 on the odds board. I mean, to me, that's a tremendous price. I don't really have him picked anywhere, but just live odds. Yikes, I mean, that's a big number on a horse that I think merits more respect than that.
Yeah, there were a lot that kind of fit into this category here. And Stonebridge Wizard, you know, the outside post just driving his price up a lot, too. The starter signals them in. Third to last Ontario Sire Stakes Super Final event. The rookie Colt and Gelding Pacers lining up back upstairs to Kenny with the call.
This is
Wide open contest as we dive late into the season here for these rookie pacers. 5-2 on the 8 crack shot. The grassroots champ gets a crack at the gold super final tonight. 2-1 now, the favorite 6 All-Star Maniac. Money spread around in this 7th race. Super final time at Mohawk. Here they come. They're off and pacing. 5th and 5 from the outside, explodes with speed. Century Lucifer's button got pushed. Pushing out at the rail goes Sterling Choice up into the top 3. Scooting through at the inside, Smiling Dancer 4th now. There's Crackshot 5th outside. Taken back into 6 tracks along Doc's Buddy. Followed by All-Star Maniac in the final 3 in the field as they bend their way over to the opening quarter. Our Boxer Sealster Out of Ice and Stonebridge Wizard can see them all. First panel was passed by in 27 and 1, and they will chase 5th and 5 into the backstretch. Century Lucifer with a pocket pop. Sterling Choice hustling up 3 wide now, and it's getting Western on the way to 3/8. Here on the far outside goes Sterling Choice to sweep up and take command. Century Lucifer improved position. He drops to pocket now. 5th and 5, then Smiling Dancer tracked by Crackshot behind the big speed. Tip to the outside goes All-Star Maniac now. Smiling Dancer ends up first over at a 56 and 1 first half. Sterling Choice leads to the final turn. Smiling Dancer into attack mode first up. Puck and riding Century Lucifer 3rd. Crackshot outside on the cover from in 4th. Buried at the inside is 5th and 5 into 5th now. 6th and overland is All-Star Maniac. 7th outside. Look at the hold that Henry's got him. Boxer Sealster, he's pumped up. Further back at the inside we go to find Doc's Buddy. Final 2 turning home are Out of Ice and Stonebridge Wizard wide open at 3/4 in 1:24 and 4. And it's Sterling Choice coming into the stretch. Name of the game is Catch the Roan. He's up front by a length. Pressure came from Smiling Dancer. Here's the grassroots champ. Crackshot kicked off cover, and Crackshot paces up late. McNair sits chilly on Crackshot, who steps right by. Crackshot to win the super final. Crackshot in front. Sterling Choice was second in 1:51 and 3.
Wow, 151 and 3. So stepping up off of that grassroots championship win, Crackshot proving that he was a serious player tonight. Man, when he kicked off cover, there was no doubt.
Yeah, there was no doubt at all. I mean, you could see, McNair was just kind of hanging on to him. I mean, right now, there's no urging at all. He's just doing all the work himself. He comes around them and does so with ease. You see Dougie pretty excited about this one, and why not? I mean, this horse is one that we saw win that grassroots final, this new format. I mean, he ended up racing the golds anyway, so that certainly it showed that he belonged at this level when he was second to Sterling Choice last time. But wow, what a performance tonight. I know the connections were super excited in the winner's circle on grassroots final night. More excited tonight winning a super final.
That last quarter, 26 seconds in that most recent start. That was a legitimate final quarter time because he came right back and duplicated that tonight, maybe even a tick faster. Sterling Choice, full marks. He went his race and looked like he might be gone on them at the midway point of the stretch, but this guy able to inhale him in the late stages. And it wasn't a case of a horse coming back to him. He was pacing hard coming to the wire. And Doug with a little bit of fist pump. I think he's pretty excited about this guy. Not a real big colt, but he's got a big engine.
He does, yeah. So first 2 starts were wins in the grassroots. Ended up tailing off a bit. Then I know he went down to Lexington. He got some vet work done down there. Since he's come back up north of the border, he's been tremendous. I mean, he's been second or better now in 4 straight. Second at the gold level last time, and now a super final champion. I mean, they've got to be tickled pink with this horse. We saw Frank Brundle in the interview last time, and you know, he said the plan all along was to get to the super final. Well, they're here, and now they're winners. 5-2 took a lot of support.
All right, let's hear from the winning driver, Doug McNair, as John Rallis is going to catch up with him on the way back to the winner's circle.
All right, here standing alongside winning driver Doug McNair, who captures the super final here with Crackshot for 2-year-old Colt Pacers. Doug, he won the grassroots. You get into the gold super final. You didn't have to wait too long for this guy to be a gold colt.
No, you don't. Dad loved him all year, so it's all the credit to him. We kind of bickered back and forth a little bit about castrating him at the start of the year, and I'm glad he didn't. He got him figured out, and he's got him on the right track. He's just a nice, great little horse to drive.
You know, there was a lot. It looked like there was going to be a lot of speed in this race. You draw the 8-hole. What was your game plan going into this race?
I just want to keep him out of trouble. You know, he can race either way, which is like 90% of them can't, but he can, so that makes a big difference. Makes my job easier. So I want to keep him out of the way, make sure I give him a shot, because I thought he was as fresh as anybody coming into the race.
You know, he does tend to gap the turns a little bit. He was gapping cover. Is that just something he tends to do when he straightens out? He sure looks great.
Yeah, I imagine he'll come back next year and likely forget about that stuff, but he did it again today. In the last turn, I had to watch him half around the turn, and once we got him through there, he was all square. He was ready to rock.
You're tied in points with James McDonald. Is that something you're keeping a close eye on as well?
Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, he's had a great night. It's tough to compete with him, but it all comes down to the last couple of races.
Congrats, Doug.
Thanks, Johnny.
All right, and talking about that race in the Lampman Cup standings this year in the OSS as top driver as well. A very happy winner's circle celebrating, and why not? That's what it's all about, and that's why all these people are in it, and they come a long way from the time they're sold at auction. They learn their early lessons, and it culminates in the winner's circle on nights like tonight. And Crack Shot, he really is moving up the ranks like a shot here late in the season. And so much can change, especially with 2-year-olds from the start of the season to this point. And, you know, a lot of familiar faces are back tonight with good efforts, but this is kind of the new kid on the block.
Oh, definitely is. I mean, and again, like he proved he was a gold horse, you know, with the start coming into this, but tremendous. I mean, the way he started off strong, kind of tailed off a bit, but the way these 2-year-olds can kind of improve throughout the season. And of course, Greg McNair, right, like Doug said, he took some figuring out, but he thinks he's got him to where he needs to be now, and tremendous effort tonight, and great to see Frank Brundle happy in the winner's circle there. A friend of mine, he's put a lot into this sport, and I know these are the kind of wins he's always been chasing.
All right, and want to congratulate our own Dale Hunter as well, head coach, as mentioned, of the London Knights, and you know, he's continued to stay involved in the sport, and good to see him get one like this, and he'll be a happy camper tonight as well. And this is the kind of race the horse players like too. It was a really good betting board, and you get some nice returns here. Crack Shot at 740. How about that exacta with Sterling Choice 80-20 and a dollar try at just over $133 in this 7th race. Another exciting contest here is Crack Shot, an electrifying final quarter rally to win in 51-3.
And further proving, right, the grassroots champions, you know, they certainly belong. We've seen it all night, but now we see one get to the winner's circle. Yeah, they've picked up a piece all night.
Yeah.
And they've certainly held their own, and now we see one not just win, but win in kind of dominant fashion.
That's right, and you know, that's sort of the way it's supposed to be. You've got that grassroots as an option for horses that either just aren't quite as good, or other ones that take a while to get good. And it's nice that there is that opportunity for the ones that do blossom later in the season to take a crack. And yeah, we've seen it tonight. Every one of them have been in the money and picking up some nice paychecks here tonight. All right, let's take another quick commercial break. We'll be back with plenty more on Super Final Night from Woodbine Mohawk Park.
By now, you know the name Cosa-Tv, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. Cosa-Tv has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out hpibet.com. Cosa-Tv, taking Ontario racing global.
Winback Farm of Delaware is home to 8 exceptional stallions. New in 2024, the Cracker Sweet, a full brother to double millionaire Better Sweet and half brother to the Great Sweet Lou. World champion He's Watching, a proven sire of stakes winners, including double millionaire tattoo artist, sports column, an Ontario Sire Stakes star, and a 19-time winner. Top Flight Angel, who won the Yonkers Trot Final and is a multiple New York Sire Stakes champion. Also standing, Badlands Hanover, Classic Card Shark, Glide Master, and Ronnie Spags again. For more information, visit winbackfarm.com.
In that most recent gold, were you confident that he was going to step up here and put forth a big effort here against the gold caliber colts here?
Oh, I didn't know how he did it. He kind of seemed like he's overachieving there a little bit later on in the year, but he has really come he's really come around. That was a big trip tonight he went, and last week like he kind of lost a little ground around the last turn there, and this week he kept closer to his cover and he kind of paced away on him. He was good.
I know you spoke about the vet work that was done over in Lexington to kind of gear him up when you returned back in Ontario, though. Did you know what went amiss with him in some of those starts here in Ontario? Did you know what needed to be rectified?
No, we were kind of working away on him here up here, and we weren't having a lot of luck, and so I took him down there to we were stabled there, and the veterinarians got to watch him go every day, and they worked away on him, and anyways, and Hennessy, he's done the work, the upkeep on him since he's got back. So everything's good with him.
It's the first time, obviously, a grassroots champion wins the grassroots final and goes into the Gold Super Final. I mean, how cool is it, obviously, for you being the Johnston Cup winner? How cool is it for you to kind of see the option of colts being able to do that, or horses rather?
Well, we're on the right side of it there this time because we had the grassroots horse and moving up, so we're pretty happy with it. And but maybe the guy who's second or third won't be as happy as us. But yeah, it sure gives us a good opportunity.
Congratulations, Greg.
Thank you.
All right, let's bring in winning co-owner Frank Brundle. Frank spoke a couple of weeks ago, 2 starts back rather, about just how excited you were about what this colt could do. After his last start, did you think he had a really good shot to be standing in the winner's circle tonight?
Well, you're the first person that brought it out there. If he wins the grassroots super final, he can make it for the gold final. And we're lucky we made it into this thing. And it's amazing to see him race so good. I got my daughter that helps me look after the horses beside me and some friends down here. It's spectacular. I love it.
And obviously a big ticket purchase at the sale, though. But from what you saw early on in his career, just to talk about your thoughts about the colt, what you noticed from him versus what you see now as he's a super final winner.
Well, it's good because we always like him training down. He was a bit of a lazy guy and had some different issues and stuff like that. But how he trained back and did so well is like he's exploding right now. Like he's doing so great right now, and I'm very, very happy with him. So to have him blossom at the grassroots super final and now come in the super final, this is like I wouldn't say a dream come true, but it's amazing. I love it. It's awesome.
An Ontario sire, an OSS Super Final champion, but again, an Ontario sired colt. How excited are you just to watch him progress in the provincial program next year, or even beyond as a 3-year-old?
I'm really excited about him. To see him race up here in the Sire Stakes, it's amazing. But my goal, as I said, for the horses in a long time, I'd love to win the Little Brown Jug, as my daughter just said to me. If I can win the Little Brown Jug, it's amazing. He's a small little horse. He has so much talent, and watching the replay here now, it's amazing.
Just talk about your relationship, obviously having the success and getting it done with guys like Greg and Doug, who you're familiar with.
Yeah, Greg and Doug have been great friends of mine, and Chris Matthews has been a good friend of mine. I got my first horse back in 1986, racing Orangeville Raceway with Chris Matthews, and now they got more and more horses. I love it. It's amazing. I love it.
Now you're a super final champion here with Crackshot. Congratulations, Frank.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Crackshot gets it done here for Doug McNair, Greg McNair, and co-owner Frank Brundle.
Love horse racing? HPIBet.com is Canada's leader in online horse betting. Access thousands of live races from hundreds of tracks worldwide instantly. Enjoy the most advanced betting tools like AI Smart Picks and exclusive cashback rewards you won't get anywhere else. Join today and get up to $100 in free bets. Get the ultimate horse betting experience with HPIBet.com.
The London Classic Yearling Sale, Canada's premier standardbred auction, returns October 15th and 16th to the Western Fair District Agriplex. Recent London sales standouts include O'Brien Award winners and millionaire performers, Logan Park, Fashion Frenzy, and Stockade Sealster. Leading North American consigners and yearlings by the sport's top sires, all under one roof in a world-class facility. Find your next champion at the London Classic Yearling Sale. Find out more by visiting londonclassic.ca.
Welcome back. A look from the infield location here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Certainly one of the nicest venues in all of North America for harness racing. The perfect backdrop for tonight's Ontario Sire Stakes Super Final Championships. And another budding superstar perhaps here. Headlines this field. His name is Paquette, and he's 1-5 on the board. Lightly raced, but he's made quite an impact so far, Rob.
He's an incredible talent, Greg. I mean, from what I've seen from this horse, I mean, I think we see it probably end up pretty logical in our final two super final events. But Paquette, incredible OSS Gold win last time. And what he did at Grand River earlier this season is something I've not seen any trotter do over that surface. He circled the field from way out of it and did so against the top horses in the division. So, yeah, Paquette, special animal, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does tonight.
He sold a couple of years back under the name of Dion Sealster, but was changed to the namesake of the late Brian Paquette, longtime ownership partner of Carl Jamieson. Earlier this week, we sent our camera crews out to the farm of Carl to find out more about this talented youngster.
Hi, I'm Carl Jamieson. I'm racing Paquette in the Super Final on Saturday night.
Paquette comes to the line. Paquette won with the greatest of ease. He was 3 lengths better than Mastercraft.
I think he's feeling great. He's ready to rock and roll. Well, the two, we liked him a lot of two, but he put his foot over the gate and hurt his leg. So we had to quit with him at 2 and start him back at 3. And he raced the first time out. He wins first start. Only had 1 start. Had a little tear, but we had to quit with him again. And then we started him back again in the summer, qualify him in Grand River, and put him in the gold and win his first start. Well, we liked him for pretty good all the way. I mean, it wasn't a cheap call. We give $70,000 for him as a yearling, and he trained down perfect. He was 100%. He never was lame. Just he had an injury that we couldn't go on with. So he was looked to be 100%. We thought he would be good 100% going into these races. Oh, I definitely think that he's fresher than most of them because he's like, say, 6 starts, and the rest, like, he got 10 or 12 by now, and I don't know exactly what the numbers were, but he's fresh going in, yes. But the funny thing about this horse, there's 2 owners that passed away. Harry Lyons passed away last fall. He had bought into him. He had bought into him, I think he was coming 3. And then Brian and I bought him at the sale. Brian was a super guy. Like, he was had horses with me for like 25 years, and he died. So we thought we'll change the name and call it Paquette in his honor. Like, oh, I think we'll race him a little bit longer yet, and before we stop with him, I think, and then race him maybe some in the wintertime.
And what a meteoric rise it's been for Paquette this season in just a limited number of starts. And he did top the division in points this season, coming into the Super Final with 100. My retirement dream, been a great story as well for his breeder, owner, and trainer, Eli Wagler. And he's been maybe exactly that for him. An incredible performer, both as a 2- and 3-year-old. So most of the point leaders will be here in this good-looking final, but it appears that it all goes through Paquette in this spot from post 4. He's shown that he can go with the very best in North America, and going to be a tall order to try and upend him tonight.
Yeah, I think so, and so versatile in his racing style, right? I mean, he can come from anywhere, and I think tonight, you're right, he's going to convert as the big favorite.
Fabulous Freddie will lead us off, son of Alarm Detector, owned by Irvan Holdings. And Charlambos Christoforou is part of the ownership group. Camilla Christoforou trains, and husband Chris will be in the driver's seat.
The 2 is What About Elmo for Tyler Jones and Paul Reed. 4 for 14 on the season, 7 on the board, finishes just over $100,000 in earnings as a sophomore.
Wheeze and Means number 3, Mike Keeling trainee. Doug McNair looking for another Super Final win. It's been a good campaign for him, almost $160,000 banked.
And there he is, the 4, Paquette, Jody Jamieson. For his father, Carl Jamieson, 3 for 6 this season, lightly raced, but has all kinds of potential. $165,000 in earnings, 2 wins at the gold level.
There's 5, Captain Wania, Shannon Henry training. And Trevor Henry shares in the ownership. Trevor will be driving. He's 6 for 23 in the season, $113K banked.
The 6 is Griff for James McDonald and Murray Breather. Just 2 for 9 this season in the win column, but had 4 top 2 finishes and 7 tries last year. Has just over $350,000 in career earnings.
My Retirement Dream. We talked about him. Had a really good 2-year-old season this year. Just one win, but another 140,000 earned puts him over 300,000 lifetime.
The 8 is Willow Time for Bob McClure and Mark Etzel. Dominant winner in the Super Final at the age of 2. 4 for 5 last season. Just 1 for 11 this year, though. Just over $30,000 short of $500,000 in earnings.
Number 9's Mastercraft, a London Classic Sale graduate, $110,000 purchase 2 seasons ago. And he recently over the $200,000 mark now in career earnings, will be handled by Tyler Borth.
And a moment ago, we saw the 10 Finite for Louis-Philippe Law and Clark Bilby. 2 for 14 on the season, just under $120,000 in career earnings.
All right, there is the flashy-looking Paquette. Lots of chrome on him, and a bit of a high stepper. When he started out, I wasn't sure what to make of the horse, and he certainly looks good on the track, catches your attention out there. But boy, he really gets your attention when you watch him perform. That race at Grand River earlier this year is the one that I think absolutely made me a believer in the horse.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I've never seen a trotter do what he did in that race. I couldn't wait to see his return when he got away 7th off the gate. I said, okay, and he even got a little bit of interference too. I said, okay, obviously today's just going to be close up and see what they can get. But he went past the entire field and did so with ease. He's got a swagger about him too, doesn't he, Greg? Look at him out there. Like, he looks like he's like $1 million, just proud as a peacock. And like you said, that high stepping and those white feet really make him visually appealing.
Yeah, he looks full of himself for sure. His siblings bound to get plenty of attention this upcoming week at the London yearling sale. Darlene Sealster will sell his hip 261. She's looks like a Chippendale sister to Paquette. We've got a few that have siblings selling this upcoming week. What about Elmo, your post 2 starter, who was a winner in 52 and 4 at the gold level last time? Has one called Tada, How Do You Like Me Now, an Archangel sibling selling. Mastercraft, we talked about him. D.A. Mastermind is the sibling selling to that one. He's a Muscle Mass selling this week. And in the online poll that we've been running on the London Classic Facebook page, more than a few people have said that's their projected sales topper. So certainly be interesting. Captain Juanilla has one called Satu Juanilla selling as hip number 12, and that one is a son of Green Moni Leishi. So we've got some impressive youngsters getting ready to go through the sales ring this upcoming Tuesday. And this is a big weekend for the sale because it's you can get some huge updates, some huge pedigree updates following a night like tonight.
Yeah, we're going to see the stories, of those siblings, kind of added to this evening. And I mean, we've got some ones with some big chances too in here. Obviously, Paquette headlines the field, but there's some real talent in here beyond that one. But 1 to 2 on the board right now, Greg. I mean, not one I think anyone wants to side against.
I can't.
No.
I just can't pick against him. Just based on his talent level at this point in time, is we've seen the stars, come out tonight. Some did win as expected and win impressively. Chantelly is the one that really, I think, jumps out. Others, raced their race, just got beat by other improving horses tonight. But it would take a big jump up for one of the others to beat Paquette in his current form.
Yeah, just 2 races at the gold level, and he's the points leader, right? So it just kind of shows that there was no real standout. Willow Time didn't come back, to what he showed at 2. I mean, he's rebounded with 1 gold win at Grand River, but other than that, kind of a bit of a downturn season for him, and kind of Griff's in the same boat there. My Retirement Dream's the horse I think is getting really disrespected in the Osborne right now, though, at 38-1, because he hasn't done much wrong. I mean, tremendous 2-year-old campaign, and this year, I think he's kind of got what he can get against, who he's had to face. And to me, he'd be the one I'd be zeroing in on the exotics underneath at almost 40-1.
And he's one of 2 from sire Il Sogno Dream. The other is What About Elmo, your post 2 starter. And he's 3-1. On the other hand, getting a lot of attention. And tried gold level competition last time out for just the second time on the season. First time was at Grand River, finished 7th. Last time from post 7 here was a winner. So seems like he's an improved horse since we had last seen him at the gold level.
Yeah, trending in the right direction, right? And that's what this is kind of all about at this time of year, right? When you're looking at these horses, who can peak when the chips are down, and he looks like one that right now is peaking. I don't know, though, if his absolute best can go with Paquette, but we'll find out. I mean, we see him right now kind of throwing his head the heavy favorite, and never really made a miscue in any of his races. But again, I think they're going to have to really step up with something out of the ordinary tonight to beat him.
And you would have to think logically that Mastercraft is a player in here, even with an outside post. He has been the runner-up in each of his last three back in a Simcoe division. He was second to Highland Kismet. The last time he raced, he was second to Paquette. So he's been the bridesmaid to some of the best, perhaps in North America, in recent starts. And he got the gate speed to quickly put post 9 in the rearview mirror. So he looks like a really logical play underneath behind Paquette. And then if anything were to go wrong with the favorite in here, then it could be Johnny on the spot. Any others we should look at to hit the ticket at least?
I mean, for me, it's really My Retirement Dream. He's the one I'm most excited about underneath. I've got him pegged for third. What about Elmo? I put for second just because that last effort was tremendous, and you've got to respect it. I guess Ways and Means is one that I've always thought had a lot of potential, has shown it at times this year, and last time out second to What About Elmo. And you get Doug McNair aboard too. Right now we've got Doug with 2 wins, Sylvan with 2 wins, and James with 2 wins. So, with that Lantern Cup standings really tight, we know Doug really wants to see what he can get and get the most he can here to get ahead of James.
All right, will the highly regarded Paquette live up to the billing here? It's just career start number 7. He's looking a little bit hot under the collar, a little bit fractious here. Going up behind the starting gate. Jody Jameson's going to try and get his mind on business here quickly. Time running out for that, but now starting to hit his stride and hopefully has his game face on. It is a field of 10. 3-year-old colt and gelding trot back upstairs to Kenny.
Banking on it. 4-1 on number 2. What About Elmo? His form has been rock solid as of late. Trotters swing off the turn into the stretch for tonight's 8th race. The super final for 3-year-old trotting colts and geldings is next. Here they come. And they're off. Mastercraft leaving out with sharp speed. Coming out with them is My Retirement Dream. Pedal is pressed on him. From the inside, What About Elmo gets marching orders too. Captain Vanya's going to tuck in behind the early speed. So Mastercraft, who showed sharp hustle, finds himself now in a jam. 4th and parked out here. In at the rail from in 5th, trots along Paquette. Further back to be at the inside from in 6th. There is Ways and Means. Fabulous Freddy off to a clean start, but 7th. Further back we go to find Griff. And the final 2 in the field, Willow Time and Finite Can See Them All, 28 flat the opening quarter. My Retirement Dream, that long shot on the lead, but What About Elmo? With an aggressive pocket pop as Jones wants to loop around that long shot leader, and What About Elmo strikes the front. What About Elmo takes charge now. My Retirement Dream is second. Back into third is Captain Vanya. A rugged trip for Mastercraft. He's in a big world of hurt. Halftime, 56-3. Back there from in 5th now is Paquette. 6th outside, trots up Ways and Means. Buried, Fabulous Freddy. Moving up outside goes Finite. Then it's back to Griff and Willow Time. Into the final 3/8 they go. And What About Elmo leads the way just over a length in front. My Retirement Dream is second. Paquette's got to pull 3 wide sooner than he wanted to, but no other option there as Mastercraft is just in the road 3/4 of a mile, and they trot chasing What About Elmo. My Retirement Dream pulls pocket. Here comes Paquette. 3/4 in 125-3. Into the stretch, What About Elmo? Here on the outside comes Paquette setting sail. And Paquette strikes the front and trots away late here for Jameson. Back into second, What About Elmo? My Retirement Dream is third. Ways and Means splits through late 4th. Paquette in deep stretch widens out the lead to 5. And Paquette scores. Paquette scores here in the super final. Très bien, Paquette, 154-3.
Paquette, pretty easy time of it. Maybe an anxious moment on that final turn when he had to come out behind stalled cover. Could not risk sitting in and perhaps getting caught in and moved 3 wide earlier than he would have liked, that being driver Jody Jamieson. But really no anxious moments from the head of the stretch in for this guy. And really the battle ends up being for second. I'm not sure who got it, Rob, but my retirement dream, the one that you had tabbed, was right there in the mix.
Yeah, I think he ends up third there. He loses a photo too. What about Elmo? But they both race great in defeat. I mean, Paquette much the best. But yeah, those were the two I kind of pegged underneath. So my retirement dream is 63-1. In the mix there in the exotics. It's always nice to see. But for me, I thought the most anxious moments, Greg, were behind the gate. You know what I mean? Like, it was kind of throwing his head.
Absolutely.
Like you said, hot under the collar. And I'm thinking, like you said, time's running out. And then he just kind of flipped a switch and went to being, the professional that we've seen in the past, and got his act together. And wow, does he ever have a brush to go past them here? I mean, it's just, to me, it was a matter of time before he came around them. And this horse really has unlimited potential.
Yeah, and you'd just be wondering what would be going through Jody's mind at that time, trying to get him quickly to set and get his mind on business. And I'm not sure. I'm trying to think back and watching his previous races. I don't recall him doing that coming up to the gate.
No, I don't think so. I think he's kind of been kept off the gate at times. I think not looked to me that hot before going to the starting gate, but like I said, he certainly flipped a switch when it mattered, and we got Jody in for a win now on a horse that obviously many felt was an unbeatable force in here.
But only 7 starts this season, and he has shown in those 7 starts that he's in the upper echelon of trotting colts in North America, and against what's an outstanding crop. Let's find out more now from Jody Jamieson.
Jody, obviously a little bit of a roadblock there with Mastercraft parked a mile. Is that the trip you wanted to give him? I know it worked out, but what was your game plan?
Well, it definitely wasn't that. Like Tyler put me in a position there to get him out of the way, and I wasn't able to. This horse was just rude tonight. He just absolutely ignorant and rude, and I'm surprised he won. He was running before the gate. When the gate called us, he was galloping, rooting his head, and just rude tonight. But he's so talented. I guess he overcame it. But no, I didn't want to be 3 wide in the last turn after having strangled him the first 3/8, and I'm very happy that we won, John. Don't get me wrong, but we got some work to do with this young horse. He's doesn't have much experience. He's got to have to get more, I guess.
No experience, but he's done some great things, though, on the racetrack, Jody. But we spoke earlier in the week, appropriately named after somebody who's been close to you and was a fixture in harness racing, Brian Paquette. What does this win mean for you, just for him as well?
Well, I mean, start sitting at home there. I don't think they're here. France and Jessica and Jennifer Paquette. We're thinking of you guys. I don't think they're here, but guys, we're thinking of you, and we're thinking of Brian, and his namesake has made us proud tonight.
And you know what? Obviously, don't mean to put you on the spot, Jody, but is there going to be a serious discussion after this effort of maybe the Breeders' Crown? I know it is $72,000 to supplement, but what do you think after tonight's performance?
No, there's there'll be no talk about it. It's $72,000 American, and we're not in the business to give money away to. After good money, so this will be it probably for him, and we'll get him ready for his 4-year-old season.
We look forward to it, Jody. Congrats and best of luck with this guy.
Thank you very much, Ross.
All right, some great insights there from Jody, especially talking about going up to the gate. So it sounds like, yes, tonight was maybe the first time that he was that hot under the collar, if you will, or that fractious coming up to the gate. So it sounds like they're going to put him away on a high note, and that should bode well for him down the road.
Yeah, imagine though, right? I mean, with saying that, how we behaved tonight, and just saying that, that he's still surprised he won despite of all that, and he still won in that fashion, Greg. I mean, this horse, like he said, if they get him figured out, I mean, sky's the limit. And by the way, John Rallis can skip a gym day, I think. He's really getting a workout tonight with those interviews.
Absolutely. But that's fantastic, getting that sort of candid reaction right on the spot from Jody, and quite candid too about no Breeders' Crown, no temptation to maybe take a trip down to the Breeders' Crown. I think we all agree that he's got the talent. He can play with the very best, the big boys of the division. He's already shown that to some extent. And I think if he has a good winter, if he does mature that little bit more that Jody thinks he he does need to. It sounds like he thinks he needs that maybe a little bit of maturation if he's going to really play at the very top level. He could be any kind of 4-year-old. It's exciting to think about.
Oh, it really is. Absolutely. I mean, the gears that he has, and the fact that he can kind of do it from any kind of a trip and overcome, like he said tonight, he had an obstacle out there in the far turn and still, went past them with ease. And again, these are the best of the best in his division.
There's a look at the pari-mutuel details. A popular winner was Paquette. Not the lowest price winner, though, of the night. He's the second lowest in that regard, $2.40 to win, with What About Elmo just edging out My Retirement Dream for the place spot. Fabulous Freddie rallied stoutly and was right up there in that place photograph as well, but he will settle for fourth. So what an entertaining night we have seen so far. We've got the Glamour Boy division to wrap it up next. 8 down, 1 more to go on this championship final night. 3-year-old Colt Pacers when we come back.
Winback Farm of Canada is home to 9 exceptional stallions, including Beach Glass, the last great son of legendary sire of sires, Some Beach Somewhere. Also new in 2024, Lawless Shadow, an O'Brien Award winner for 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings. Double millionaire betting line, sire of 5 winners of over $400,000. Mick Wicked, the richest pacing stallion in harness racing history and Hall of Fame inductee. Trixton, sire of 6 who have earned over $500,000, including O'Brien Award winner Evident Beauty. Also standing Archangel, Better Than Cheddar, Better's Delight, and My MVP. For more information, winbackfarm.com.
And welcome back. We are inside the paddock location here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. It's the 50th anniversary of the Ontario Sire Stakes, and tonight we celebrate the best in the gold divisions. It's a super final night, and it has been a super night so far. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage as we welcome everybody tuning in across North America tonight on our different platforms. Again, don't forget, not much time left. Leave us a comment for your chance to win this beautiful OSS prize package here this evening. So we've got the Glamour Boys coming up in just a moment. We are going to hear more from the winning connections here next. We talked a lot about Paquette. Quick comment about your horse, My Retirement Dream. Another horse that over the course now of 2 full seasons has really held its form well.
Yeah, he raced fantastic on that tonight. Nice steer from Scott Young, though, right? Kind of gave him a perfect trip. Just missed out on second, and one that should progress nicely into his age campaign.
All right, let's go back over to the winner's circle and John Rallis.
Again tonight, did you notice anything different before this race?
Just that he wanted to go like 100. He didn't want to relax. He just wanted to go too fast all the time, warming up.
Obviously, inexperienced colt, but he has done. He's made the most of it despite his limited starts. Only 1 year of racing and what he can do as an aged horse.
Oh, definitely. He's a real good horse. Like he looks like a champion to me. He's got lots of speed. He's good gaited, and he's just getting a little wound up too. He don't make breaks, but he's just a little wound up, waiting to go to the gate and stuff.
You speak about that, though. Is that something that you think you can rectify with more experience? Jody obviously talked about how he can kind of get him to the gate. I know tonight he was a little bit gapped off as opposed to last time out. Is that something that you think that he's going to get better and better with the more starts under his belt?
Oh, definitely. He had a sore mouth there a couple weeks ago, or a week ago, really. And we worked on his mouth and stuff, and it just got a little bit mad with a bit in his mouth. So it's still kind of maybe bothered him a little bit. So once his mouth gets healed, he'll be a lot better.
I know he's had some bad luck with his suspensory over the 2 years of racing, though. I mean, how does he seem to be coming out of every race? Does he seem to be just getting better and better from a soundness standpoint and even from a fitness?
He's 100%. You wouldn't know he had ever had a sore leg. We gave him enough time and worked on him, and his leg is perfect.
For you, Carl, I mean, obviously you've trained so many horses. Have you ever had a horse with this little experience maybe show this much promise and going into an age career?
Well, not so much going into an age group, but I've had lots of horses that were good horses, like Warren Needy. He qualified 49 and stuff, and went in 46 and 4. He was just a great 2-year-old, great 3-year-old, great 4-year-old. He just has this colt has the speed. And he needs a little bit of manners, but other than that, he's great.
Well, we look forward to watching him next season and beyond. Carl, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right. right, there's Paquette, Carl Jamieson, Jody Jamieson, who get it done here in the super final for 3-year-old trotting colts.
All right.
Ready, moving up.
Thank you again, John Rallis. And again, some candid words there from Carl Jamieson. Sounds like they've got a fun winter project on their hands. Going to try and teach this guy a little bit of manners.
Yeah, it certainly does.
What will he be like if they can
figure him out? I mean, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it sounds like he's also had some issues too throughout the season, health-wise, and now you get those rectified over the course of the winter, and maybe fix those behavioral issues too, and sky's the limit. I mean, like I said, I've never seen a horse do what he did at Grand River, and I'm excited to see what he does going forward. Hopefully, he stays together.
Yeah, there's two sides to the coin. For race fans, I think we're all excited about seeing this horse come back now and what he can perhaps do as an aged horse. On the other side, the connections, when you purchase a horse like that with that kind of pedigree, you're hoping that you're going to be a big player in the 2- and 3-year-old stakes. Well, late getting going, but here he is as a 3-year-old now showing what he can do. He'll be put away fairly fresh and an exciting prospect for next season. All right, we've got to turn our attention now to the Glamour Boy division as we get set to wrap up the OSS Super Finals this evening. It will be a field of 8. Number 9 Trophy Taker has been scratched. The headliner here, no question, is Nijinsky. And a big part of that was his marquee win earlier this season in Canada's premier race for 3-year-old colt pacers, the Pepsi North America Cup. So he's been busy on the Grand Circuit, but has taken some time to have some stops in the OSS, and he's been the leading point earner in the division with Wikipedia, Storm Shadow. The aforementioned Trophy Taker will not be competing here, but Crush Kill Destroy has been a top player, and he will be in this final as well. As mentioned earlier this year, Nijinsky winning Canada's premier harness race, the Pepsi North America Cup. Let's relive it one more time. Let's turn it over to Ken Middleton to take us through that race from earlier this summer, back in mid-June.
Driving back into third is Captain Albano. Nijinsky cranks up a second over Rally from in fourth. Buried at the rail is Fun Time by Emma. Then to the outside is Ivy Park. 3/4 up, 121 and 2. Sprint is on with $1 million on the line. Captain's quarters leads the way. Pocket sitter Captain Albano. Legendary Hanover. Wah flips off cover. Here comes Nijinsky breathing fire. Still there, Captain's quarters. Nijinsky sails by, and it's Nijinsky in deep stretch. Drawing clear. Nijinsky hauls home the Pepsi North America Cup in 1:48 and 1, a perfect second over Trip, and Wah parlays it into $1 million score.
Nijinsky earlier this year winning the Pepsi North America Cup, and since then he has won a Simcoe division here. He's been a Gold Series winner, runner-up to his accomplished stablemate Legendary Hanover, of course, in the Meadowlands Pace. But most recently in the Little Brown Jug in Delaware, Ohio, a shocking 6th place finish there where something was obviously amiss with the horse. And we found out after the fact that it appeared he may have choked off his airway in that race. What did you think of the qualifier coming back? Finished third there. What do you expect tonight?
Yeah, I thought the qualifier was good, and I mean now he's going to race on Lasix too for the first time. And to me, Greg, I mean this is his home field, right? If you talk about horse with home field advantage, I mean he loves it here at Mohawk Park. He's 8 for 8 here this season. We saw that victory in the North America Cup, and he just does tremendous things against his Ontario rivals as well. To me too, it's a testament to the Ontario program. 1 for 10 last year. And now this year, look at what he's done. I mean, it's incredible, right? Just the nose for the wire, and I mean, he's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, and it shows you too. Don't dismiss or don't discount a horse based solely on the 2-year-old campaign. They can change dramatically from 2 to 3, and he's a great example of that. The result last time at Delaware, I guess it just maybe leaves a crack in the door, so to speak, for the other rivals in here. I think, okay, well, maybe, because based on their resumes this season, he is the clear standout.
Oh, he definitely is. I mean, to me, if he came into this off a win or just a reasonable effort, you'd say he's unbeatable in here, right? I mean, when he faces his restricted company in the Ontario program, he demolishes them.
So here they are on Post Parade now, and some others are getting a good bit of tote support in here. Wikipedia, the other Anthony Beaton pupil in the stable, he's getting better as the season goes on, and he clicked for a gold win in his last outing. Next door neighbor Century Komodo, this is a highly regarded son of Bettor's Delight. He was a 6-figure yearling purchase at the London sale 2 years ago, and he is the grassroots champion, trying to step up. We've already seen one of them click tonight. We've seen all of them get good money, so you have to think he'll be a factor. And I suppose when you look at it, Rob, horses that have won the grassroots championships, they're coming in good form. It's just kind of a question, do they have the ability to step up against a bit better level of competition?
Yeah, the trend certainly is you've got to use these horses, in the mix in all your exotics. There's no doubt about it. I mean, and I'd certainly think that Sundry Komodo right now 8-1 on the board. Likely that support's coming because everyone sees them doing well all night.
Let's head back over to John Rallis with a special guest.
Post time in 3 minutes.
Standing alongside trainer Tony Beaton, who sends out 4 starters here in this super final for 3-year-old pacing colts. Tony, we're going to start off with Wikipedia. A nice win last time out. When he gets fractions up front, he's tough to hold off, isn't he?
Yeah, he always gives us a big kick for home, and I was very happy to see him get that win there last week or 10 days ago, whatever it was, and well-deserving win because he's been knocking on the door all year.
Let's talk about Century Komodo, though he did exit the grassroots finals and he's entered here in the super final. Just talk about the progression about this colt since you've had him. I know he's had steering issues earlier on this season. How has he gotten better on that front, and how do you think he stacks up? Because a 50-mile last time was huge.
I think he fits in here very good. If Dougie can get him away decent, and if he races as good as he did there, honestly, as good as he's raced all summer for us, I think he's got a legitimate shot.
Best night ever, obviously in and out so far this year. We know that he's got a late kick when when things are right. Just anything going amiss with him this year at all? Or?
No, he's just been put in some tough spots more than anything, I think. And he needs a lot of things to go right for him. But it's a horse race.
And lastly, Nijinsky, obviously things didn't go as planned over there in Delaware. Obviously charted with a choking last time out. You did qualify him. You did add Lasix. For you, how is he feeling after that performance in Delaware? Is he where you want him to be right now?
I actually, I was down in Lexington for 10 days or something like that, and I came back, and actually the guys were telling me at home like they'd never seen him sounder than this all summer, and I jogged him a few times this week, trained him up, and honestly, I've never seen him a sound like back to early in the summer. And he's obviously he had a great summer all along, and we had one hiccup, and it was disappointing to have that day, but that's racing as well, and we think we got him back to where we want him, and hopefully have a good outing tonight, and then maybe next week we'll be in New Jersey.
And just lastly, though, just a touch on Nijinsky. Have you guys done anything maybe differently since that start leading up to? I know you did add Lasix, but anything else behind the scenes being done to kind of help him get geared up for tonight?
Not an awful lot. We knew what happened that day, and we just tried to correct it. And I think Louis on board with us and everything with that. We all, as a group, we know what happened, and we just got to make sure it don't happen again.
Thanks for your time, Tony. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, Chad, Randy.
There is a look at Nijinsky, and he certainly looks good right now as they head up to the gate. Nice and relaxed looking, and I think that's why it was surprising to hear that happened to him at Delaware. He doesn't give the appearance of a horse that you would expect something like that to happen to. He looks so manageable, rateable in races and whatnot. So you just never know, and it was a tough time for them to find out that could happen. So based on what we heard from Tony, ultra confident. He thinks he's had a good couple of weeks since then.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, listen, you know what? He's been the dominant force against these, and I think we'll see it tonight. And Tony's got 4 of 8 in here, right? So he's got multiple chances, but Nijinsky, the clear one to beat.
So will another superstar put an exclamation point on his Ontario Sire Stakes season, or will we see a giant upset here? It's the final super final event of the night. The Glamour Boys lining up. Good-looking field of 8 for $300,000. Back upstairs to Ken Middleton.
This guy tonight, as we check him out, tight lines on him coming in behind the gate as he gets set to take on 7 other foes for our final Super Final Championship of 2024. Field picks up speed. Here they come. And they're off. Good beginning in the center, leaving out his Unrivaled Hanover, along with Crush, Kill, Destroy. Up into the top 3, Early Century, Komodo, and there goes Nijinsky. Outside from in 4th, taken back into 5th now, travels Wikipedia. 6th away from the rail, left out Storm Shadow. Then Best Night Ever, Legal Attack can see them all. Into the opening turn, long shot leader is Unrivaled Hanover, clear by 2 at a quarter of 26 and 1. Second at the rail is Crush, Kill, Destroy. Angled out of 3rd, Century Komodo feels the need for backstretch speed. Nijinsky picking up his cover as he moves to the outside 4th now. Then racing 5th is Wikipedia, 3 lengths back to Storm Shadow 6th. 7th inside to Best Night Ever, and trailer is the gapping Legal Attack. Field on its way to the midway point, and look out. Century Komodo was on the line so bad it looked like he stepped on Drury's wheel. Unrivaled Hanover hit the half in 54 seconds flat. Century Komodo is going to hit the center of the racetrack. As Crush, Kill, Destroy's in the pocket spot, boy oh boy, Nijinsky's in a real tough spot. He's going to roll 3 wide right now as Drury gets lengths in the field with Unrivaled Hanover. It's Unrivaled Hanover out to a 5-length advantage there. Crush, Kill, Destroy is second. A nightmarish trip for Nijinsky, but he's 3rd outside, now 2nd and gaining. Field is on its way to 3/4. Storm Shadow's made a break around the final turn. 3/4 in 1:21 and 2. Unrivaled Hanover looking for a super final shocker, but Nijinsky's got him in his scope late on the outside, and here comes Nijinsky. Nijinsky on the outside, up to take the lead. Unrivaled Hanover fights on at the inside. It's Nijinsky outside, Unrivaled Hanover into 2nd. Best Night Ever powers up late outside from in 3rd. Nijinsky finds the line, and that was an action-packed 9th race, wasn't it? Nijinsky wins in 1:50 and 3.
Nijinsky, well, we weren't sure he'd have to work that hard for the victory here, but Nijinsky gets it done, and you know, that's what champions do. They find a way to win, and you know, the connections are going to be very relieved to see him come back in his first start since that really unfortunate incident in Delaware, Ohio, with him in the elimination, to come right back and win in the Gold Super Final. Louis, I think he knew halfway through the stretch he was going to reel in the tempo setter Unrivaled Hanover, who tried to turn in a big shocker tonight. Much improved effort for him. And then it was Best Night Ever, the beaten stablemate, charging late. And he'll make it a 1-2 finish in this $300,000 contest.
Yeah, top 2 finish, and a nice late close from Best Night Ever, who tremendous effort from that one. And you know what? Nijinsky had to overcome a lot, actually, for that victory, right? I mean, when he settled in 4th, he said, oh, look at this, perfect second over trip. Going to be reminiscent of the NA Cup, but it ends up kind of being a little bit of a nightmarish journey, given the drama that happened in front of him. You can see, though, Louis, you know, has this horse pretty tight rein on him in the late stages there. Again, some may have thought that he was getting fended off, but I think Louis was just kind of taking his time making the lead.
And, you know, when you think about it, you kind of toss out that jug elimination September 19th. So really hasn't had a good race since September 7th, and, you know, maybe a little bit short on top of everything else, and a kind of a nightmarish trip, and still wins it. So he should go forward from here. Once again, John Rallis with the winning connections.
That needed to be for you for the most part. Take us through your vantage point as you are watching Doug's colt struggle on a line a bit, and you sitting behind him with a little bit of a little bit of tense moments there.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much had no choice to go early there in the 3 wide in the last turn. The horse was struggling a little bit, and JD's horse was gapping, making open lengths on us. So I had to make him work a little earlier than I thought at first that Dougie would clear when he removed. I was kind of waiting. JD was going in a good fraction up the front. I didn't want to. I think the only way I could have him beat was to put him into a crazy half or something like this, and he just responded. The horse he cleared, and then he waits on you. I pulled the plugs, started back, so I knew if I needed to use him a little more, he would have given me more too.
just talk about his performance tonight, how he felt out there with Breeders' Crown eliminations, getting set to gear up for next week. Was he the colt that you drove earlier on this season tonight?
Yeah, and actually there's a little part in the middle of the season that I feel like he wasn't 100% sound, and he came back what he was early in the season, so it's pretty exciting for the next couple of weeks.
Good luck next week, Louis. Congrats.
All right, well, that is some exciting news, and should bode well for him as we look ahead to the Breeders' Crown, and looks like Canada's going to be well represented again.
No, definitely will be, and nice to see him, with this effort tonight, and then likely making that trip down there, because it's such a dominant force throughout the season. Like Tony said, one hiccup, and now hopefully can take on the best of the best again in his division and be competitive. I mean, a tremendous racehorse, and just a pleasure to watch at the age of 3.
Right now, and I guess there's not a whole lot more really left, certainly in Canada. O'Brien Award winner, 3-year-old colt pacer, in your opinion?
Well, I think so, yeah. I mean, you win the NA Cup, you dominate the OSS, and second in the Meadowlands pace. You know what I mean? I think it's Nijinsky. He had one race where things didn't work out, and obviously there was some reasons for it that they've now since corrected.
Pretty nice season for this guy. A little over $1.2 million earned. Not bad for an Ontario sired performer in a single season.
And a horse we would have said was Camera Shy last year, right?
That's
just
right.
1 for 10. So, again, it just shows you, like you said, right? You never really want to base a horse's career or their chances at 3 on what they do at 2. Race well throughout his rookie campaign, but
got
again,
some hecklers over here.
Didn't get many trips to the winner's circle.
All right, Ozzie McKay there, like he's happy. He finished second earlier tonight, but still smiling. That's good.
Yep,
that's
nice
good.
To see.
His colt raced well, and yeah, what a night it's been. I would say all the big guns showed up tonight. They didn't all win, but they all showed up with their good stuff.
They all showed up, and I mean, we saw a lot of tremendous performance. I mean, and the ones that we were expecting to win handily all did, right? I mean, Chantelly, Paquette, and of course now Nijinsky, and all of them, kind of some will be racing sooner than later, but all of them kind of leave some excitement ahead, right? Or lots.
All right, we congratulate all of tonight's super final champions here, as we have, again, the hecklers are in here in full force here. They'll let anybody into the paddock, apparently, here at Woodbine Mohawk Park. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, of course. And, yeah, it's been a great night so far. We want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight and congratulate, again, all of the champions tonight, all of the very deserving champions, as we celebrate 50 years of the Ontario Sire Stakes. And I believe we've got John Rella standing by one more time. We're going to take a quick commercial, and we'll be back to catch up with him and wrap things up next.
Love horse racing? HPIBet.com is Canada's leader in online horse betting. Access thousands of live races from hundreds of tracks worldwide instantly. Enjoy the most advanced betting tools like AI Smart Picks and exclusive cashback rewards you won't get anywhere else. Join today and get up to $100 in free bets. Get the ultimate horse betting experience with HPIBet.com.
By now, you know the name Cosa-Tv, an industry leader producing unique, high-quality digital content promoting harness racing in Ontario. Features, virtual programming, live events, and more. Cosa-Tv has it covered. Follow our social media channels and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page to view the latest content. And if you're looking to bet your favorite Ontario track, check out HPIBet.com. Cosa-Tv, taking Ontario racing global.
In front of Nijinsky, I was really worried that something was going to happen there, but he seemed fine, and Louis said he was great. So,
obviously, going into the Breeders' Crown eliminations on Saturday and next weekend, but was this kind of the start that you were hoping for? Are you really happy with how everything came together tonight?
Yeah, I wish we had a little easier trip, but at the same time, he raced tremendous, and it's the Nijinsky. It seems like he's back, and we can go look forward to the Meadowlands next week, hopefully.
1 week, obviously, this guy's been a pretty handy race car all season long. 1 week now gearing up against some pretty salty pacing colts who you've had the chance to get the best of throughout many races so far this year. But are you worried a little bit about this 1 week turnaround, or do you think he's going to be just fine?
I think he'll be fine. He's we haven't really over raced him this year. We picked our spots, and he's been every time we asked, he's showed up, and other than the one day, but it was disappointing. But like I said before, that's racing.
And second place effort by best night ever. I mean, how impressed are you with that late rally?
Oh, I was very happy with that. That 1-2 finish, and we own a piece of that one too, so that's even sweeter.
Well, Tony, best of luck going into next weekend. We look forward to watching Nijinsky this year, and who knows what's on the horizon for him, but congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, there's Tony B and Nijinsky who get it done here in the SOSA Super Final.
Nijinsky, $2.50. And hard to believe there have been two winners tonight in Super Finals, lower priced than that. Another nice try, though, $156 with a $2.50 winner in a short field. A couple of bombers, though, in behind, and check out the Superfecta as well. Unrivaled Hanover Legal Attack, both of them stepping up with really good efforts tonight to take home some nice money here on Super Final Night 2024. So, again, we talked about the big guns all showing up tonight with their good stuff. Who was the standout for you? Who got the first star?
Oh, Chantelly. Right, it's got to be Chantelly. I mean, as much as I love Paquette, and I love Nijinsky, Chantelly, I mean, to put the exclamation mark on this perfect season and do so in the fashion that she did, I mean, 100%, she's my star of the night.
And went faster than the Glamour Boys.
Yeah, I mean,
incredible.
And did so, I mean, under tight lines too, right? I mean, maybe got chirped to a little bit in the stretch, but I mean, she's just an incredible racehorse, and I can't wait to see what the future holds.
All right, a super night and super finals living up to their billing here tonight at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Again, we congratulate all of the winning connections this evening, and thank you so much for joining us as we cap off the 50th anniversary celebrations of one of the best stakes programs in the world, and producing some of the best performers that compete in the harness racing world as well. We'll be back with you later this season for the Holiday Drivers Challenge from Western Fair, and we'll be down at the Breeders' Crown with Cujo Entertainment and Cosa-Tv coverage as well. Thank you again so much for joining us this evening, and so long from Woodbine Mohawk Park in Campbellville.